Smashing. I should probably turn back. Professor Weasley wanted to speak with me after class. Hello, Deke. Professor Weasley said you wanted to tell me more about the loom. He did. We were talking about our house founder and he mentioned it. Wouldn't say much more, though. That wasn't so difficult. Don't think I've found all the plans. I'd best keep looking. A journal entry by Isadora. That's good news. He seems very nice. Those candles must be important. Can't help but admire Mr. Weekes' enthusiasm. Oh, is your sister in Slytherin too? Ah, I see how this goes. Let's go! Come on, Highwing! Wait, you didn't say you knew how to cast Crucio. Matching the symbols did open it. I suppose I could. But why should I spend my time on a glorified errand? Your wife's portkey. Those marks. They look like the ones over the door. Flying tips and a jaunt around Hogwarts. This is quite the tour, Everett. Archie Bickle. I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best. Perhaps you're right. The Loyalists are everywhere. But they do seem to be spending a lot of time here. And it's likely they're hiding something. I have the dried billywig stings. Now, back to Gareth. Now to see what's changed on each side of this archway. Ready when you are. Do you think the pages were left here on purpose? Mine now, demiguise. How deep will this take me, I wonder? They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories. For a moment there, I thought that'd never end. I gave the Hawk lumps to Mrs. Sprottle, but I still need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Well, if I'm going to make my mark here, I had to start right away. I take it you're a fan. Wait, Professor. The name Rookwood. Do you think that's odd? I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot. There's no sign of him. I quite like the idea of an authentic Mermish artifact. I'm tempted to keep it myself. It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit. Thank you. I wondered about some of the letters in the box. Sebastian, I can only imagine how his new recipe's going to turn out. It's my pleasure. You deserve it. It did sound like fun. I shouldn't have been so concerned with getting in trouble. Stupefy! This has a moth imprinted on it. The same as the door. Thank you, Professor. I shall remember what you've told me. I know just the spell to pull that free. And we have to keep all of this from your uncle. If he goes to the headmaster, we could be expelled. The Troll Slayer has a nice ring to it. We don't have a choice. You're right. You were right the entire time. Then I shouldn't feel guilty? Merlin himself would be proud. We do. I'll keep that in mind, Natty. Thank you. On. About your carts. Plenty to keep me occupied while you're gone. Perhaps the healers don't know everything, sir. Diffindo. Ominous has. Let's go. No, they didn't. Rookwood and Harlow are after me. Sir Nicholas? You were looking for me? Thank you, Professor Weasley. I don't have anything for this at the moment. That seems a bit more dangerous than teaching potions. Natty, I hope I haven't kept you waiting long. Sir, is everything all right? Not at all. I'm fascinated by ghosts and, food, and I was interested in learning more about the castle and the surrounding area. The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behaviour. Ominous. Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you. It'll take more than this to stop the Lord of the Shore. Only teasing. We had an arrangement. Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle? You too, Amit. I am. Sebastian and I met during a rather lively duel in defense against the dark arts. How do you and Eddie know each other? An unspeakable. What does... Yes, sir, of course. More treasure. Rococo must have been through here. I'll have a look for you. You've certainly given me plenty to go on. Flipendo. Why must I first complete tasks to learn Reparo? Rather an overreaction on their part. Very well, sir. I shall keep an eye out for 2 crates of Chinese chomping cabbages. Thank you, Professor. Go on. Can you remind me what you needed again? And what do you have for sale? Those pipes must power something around here. She mentioned dark magic, and even the Ashwinders. Expelliarmus! Very well. I'll retrieve the book right away. Oh, behind the rock. There's the symbol. Did you get what you needed for your sister? Unless what? I shall. I wonder where I should conjure their pen. If you don't mind my asking, how did you lose your head? Pardon me, is everything all right? That sounds a fine idea, but I would like to look around a little before we leave. I don't think I can take much more of this. Remarkable. Descendo! I'd like the room to feel mysterious and eerie, as if I'm in the Forbidden Forest. Surrounded by shadows. I should collect what I came for and be on my way. That's the last of Zenobia's gobstones. I should go and see her. Is it really that important that the bells go back up? Tell me more about what needs to be done, Professor. Farewell, monster. I can only imagine how these spiders have multiplied since Jackdaw came this way. I know. Continue to hone my magic. Truthfully, I'm not. But I am interested to know why you chose this path for yourself. I need to get back up there. Perhaps I have to go through the archway again. Here we are. Mr. Weeks wasn't wrong about the mountain views. Ominous. Sebastian meant well. Hello, sir. You'll be pleased to know that I worked on my defensive magic with Professor Hecat. Fair point. All right, let's go. Reducto! The caverns below Hogwarts where you fought Isadora. Is that the location of the final repository? That wasn't so bad, was it? Whew, it's a good thing Jackdaw didn't fall down there. I'm looking forward to it. All right. But how? If you would be so kind, Professor Binns. I wonder what Archie saw. I hope he didn't see Harlow kill his father. I'm sorry, but you have to admit that's rather clever. Sopper forest bean. I don't know, but they don't look particularly appetizing to me. Wait, we should have some sort of plan. It's a long story, but thank you for your help. Where am I? What say we pick up the pace a bit? I ought to use the crate to break through the floor here. Why would I do that? We just need to get Anne to the catacomb and work out how to make a dark sacrifice. A proper magical education ought to include all magic. We have our work cut out for us. We need to work together if we're going to find the final piece to the triptych. I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best. I don't know, Deke. Sounds a lot of work. Can't I just carry on rescuing beasts? Sebastian, I can't imagine what you and Anne are going through. Perhaps you'll hear from her soon. It does sound intriguing, but I need to consider my finances first. I'll come and find you if I'm interested. We're so sorry, Archie. We won't let him get away with it, but first we need to get you home to your mother. Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice. Professor Weasley asked me to, get something from that book. May I have it? There's a friendly face. Ranrock, if you can hear me, your end is coming. That pain. It was excruciating, but I'll survive. Let's keep moving. I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones. Very well. Excuse me? I'm not sure old vine-covered pillars are worth studying. And you're a third year, so... My studies. Yes, sir. Do they always talk to you like that? Ominous, I received your owl. What's happened with Sebastian? I have been thinking about something Professor Howin said in Beasts class, that I should study as many beasts as I can, on my own time. Are you all right? Are you holding your breath? Too soon for that, it seems. No flying allowed here. This is all rather cryptic, Sir Nicholas. What's going on? Hello, Mr. Moon. I have the moons you asked me to collect. Is Mr. Rabe all right? Of course. Happy to have found them for you. Excellent. Never mind. Well, that wasn't too hard. Evangeline should be pleased about this, even if Black isn't. I have the Mallow Suite. Oh, of course. Lodgok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock. Mr. Adley, I retrieved the heirloom pocket watch from Milo's body. Agreed. I'm ready to leave if you are. I'm sorry. It's nothing, Professor. I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it. Let's have at. You will not take what is not yours! A troll on the loose near a hamlet. That could be devastating. Protego! I don't blame her for being concerned. We have been involved in some dangerous activities. That's that. Settled. He has learned to harness the contents of it as a source of immense power. He plans to use that power against wizard kind. We have no time to waste. Golden gobstones. So how did you manage to get on the librarian's bad side? You have a new spell to teach me, Professor. Believe it or not, I have some with me. I suppose you could call it eventful. I certainly wasn't expecting a troll attack. Levioso. I'm ready to learn how to use the knapsack. That room's called the Undercroft. Ah, well, I was exploring and suddenly found myself in a strange passageway. Perhaps a potion would help. Who'd think an enormous castle could feel like home? We need to see what they're doing, but let's not draw their attention. I suppose I can understand wanting to move on from all that you went through with the Tengu. I could look into the matter for you. Sebastian, this house did belong to a Hogwarts professor. Hundreds of years ago. I need to bring this heirloom back to Mr. Adley. That's the last of them. Seems I was a match for Herodiana Byrne after all. Not much for the cold, are you?
Greetings! I mean, out of my way, children!
You're a Hufflepuff too. Always nice to see our house represented well. No time like the present. So, the passage from your ruins to Gringotts, everything in the vault, the restricted section, finding this room. None of these was a trial. You said Ranrock's loyalists have set up camp here. Where precisely? Actually, it's nothing. Let's get the shop going. Hello, Lucan. I'm ready for practice. Good. Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair, and you should know that Rookwood is in league with Ranrock. Thank you, Poppy. I'll be gentle. What's down there? From what I know of him, it seems there's a lot of your father in you. Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right? I found what I believe is an authentic historian's uniform. Protego! How did you become so close with the unicorn? Honestly, she was a bit intimidating. Arresto momentum! That's all I wanted to know. Accio! You couldn't outwit me, Jackdaw. Now, where's the clue you left behind? I should be going now. Thank you. Can you tell me more about the potion shop, Professor? What is it about the merpeople that interests you so much? I'll need to look around for the symbol. What am I to do, Professor Fitzgerald? What brought you to own a shop in Feldcroft? You knew exactly where I was going when I entered that chest. Actually, I might come back later. I never thought magical plants could be so thrilling. She was just good at casting a spell. No wonder I've never heard of her. Confringo. Centaurs aren't known for being the friendliest lot, especially not with wizard kind. And not right now. Seems I ought to explore this archway from both sides. I retrieved a stolen helm that he hopes to return to Ranrock in order to regain his confidence. Looks like someone's belongings. Perhaps Bardolph's. Confringo. That's one exact destroyed. I should get the rest. I suppose I should try to find all the vases. That's the way forward. The ones I faced were determined to make things difficult. The Ashwinder. Professor Shah, I'm interested in learning more about astronomy. A retired aura, Helen Thistlewood, told me about a map you stole from Peeves, and then Anne told me about a cave. What would you like me to do next, Professor? Too many. They definitely think there's something here they want. Samantha, is everything all right? Fine, sir. And Sebastian is a good friend. You shouldn't immediately assume the worst of him. Well, that doesn't work. Better not let Mr. Lawley see me. I wonder what's under these vines. As a matter of fact, I did. Not exactly, Professor. But I must be on my way. The wisps of magic seem to be leading me somewhere. Oh, it was exhilarating, wasn't it? I wasn't sure we were going to make it out alive. Poor Tobbs. Left here alone with the spiders. I ought to look into this thievery business for Mr. Haggerty once night falls. Another boiler. But it's not boiling. That I do. He did say that. He wants me to get more ingredients to brew another potion. Yes, Sebastian. I think I'll just have a look around for now. Poachers. Let's see how the Lord of the Shore feels about his neighborhood being invaded. I believe so, sir. Lumos, is there anything your brother took with him that might help to track him down? I should investigate. I'd like to ask you a few things, if you don't mind. It hasn't, Professor. What can I customize with the altering spell? Finite! That's the last book. Now to take them back to Cressida. Understood. I'll find it. Perhaps one of these guards has the key. I'll be fine, Mr. Oakes. You get back to Adelaide. I assure you her worries outweigh yours. Avada Kedavra. Revelio. I think I know, sir. I saw 2 more memories where I found the book. How did you happen to become a member of the Headless Hunt? She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from? 8 legs is simply too many. May I ask you something, Mrs. Bickle? Wonderful! Shall I head directly to the shop? Surely that's the last of them. Avada Kedavra! I should find Mrs. Sprottle. She'll be glad to get these hawk lumps. Wait, doesn't Polyjuice Potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew? Descendo. I would. I don't know. How about a taste of your own power? Where do I need to be to get all of them to stand at once? Somewhere away from prying eyes. What do you mean, repositories? Can you tell me more about Apollonia Black? He did, Professor. I see. A staircase straight ahead. Fig and I think that Ranrock has somehow found a way to harness that magic's power. Drills, Lodgok. They're building enormous drills. You did not. Sounds worth looking into. Any idea where in the castle? Now then, I'll need you to come with me. Levioso! They led me into the forest and revealed a treasure. Right. So, back to your frame. I'm not convinced you need to worry. Perhaps your uncle's been delayed. And surely he can take care of himself. What a dreadful lot. It appears I won't be going up there. Sebastian. I officially have all of my supplies. Defendo! What kind of things would I be able to sell in the shop? Were you calling me, Gareth? I'm back at Hogwarts? Well, That's unfortunate. Venite! Ominous and I found a compromise. Highwing. Any plan you had to train that thing was doomed. He tried to kill me the entire time. And now back to the face of stone and tendrils. Where should I look for more demiguise statues and moons? I hope you're right. Levioso! This must be the place. Perhaps another time. This is rather fun! I suppose that makes sense. Hello, Amora. Then you enjoy being a flying instructor. Even after all that happened. I can't get rid of this feeling of a coming danger. You call that dueling? We'll see, won't we? Till next time. Where am I to meet you, Professor? Stupefy ought to make quick work of these pumpkins. That sounds wonderful, Mr. Ollivander. Yes, Deke. And I rescued it from the poachers. I have it here. It's safe. Actually, I enjoyed it. I couldn't help but catch your enthusiasm. I'd better be sure I'm not seen. How do you collect the items you sell? Best of luck with your potions, Mr. Pippin. I appreciate the confidence. Another gate. Sounds as if you're really outdoing yourself. If I'm able to help, I will. I'm afraid I'm not much for memorizing constellations. Enough to worry about on the ground. Yes? Finders keepers, I'm afraid. Nice to meet you too, Madam Twiddle. You said disrupted trade routes caused you to close Spintwitches. What do we have in here, then? Why would Professor Mole conjure flying keys? No wonder Sophronia wanted to see this. Do you stay close to home because it's safe in the hamlet? I wondered if I could ask you how you came to Hogwarts. Were you expecting to be sorted into Slytherin? I promised to tell you everything. But it's perhaps best I do that later. A vault in some ruins near Upper Hogsfield. I suppose it can't hurt to look. I think I've seen Ominous in potions, or was it herbology? I've noticed that he uses his wand to navigate the castle. Perhaps we can find an alternate route up ahead. Pardon me, but were you saying something? Eureka! Where did you suggest we meet? What do you mean? Is she all right? So what? You finally scared everyone else away? I need to find the tomb near Brockborough and place Samantha's family crest on a sarcophagus there. Oh, this isn't the one. Why would anyone doubt your ability to upgrade brooms? Can you tell me a bit more about Deke? How is it that I can help you with your next broom upgrade? Reducto! I recognize those handles. The summoning charm should do the trick. Hello, Samantha. Nice to see you again. Why wouldn't you stop? I was calling after you. I'll see what I can do. Perhaps I'll come back to this. I wonder if there are more of these. There. I'm not going to hurt you. I suppose some introductions are in order. Hello, Deke. I have some questions for you. I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont. Professor, do you have a moment? Hello again, Mrs. Sprottle. Why wouldn't they take their cages with them when they left? Imperio. Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there. I'm not sure I believe that one can really see the future. I like to think I can be trusted, but I suppose we'll find out. What will you do after the final upgrade is complete? Expelliarmus. I've rescued the Thestrals and bought the spellcraft for the pen. I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine he's loyal to the headmaster. I ought to see how Sebastian's faring. Can't imagine the goblins know about the trials. They know that something is significant about this place, though. Professor Weasley, you wanted to see me? Perhaps. But we did get in trouble, and Kogawa could hold it against us. Evanesco, another boiler. Crafty goblins. Hello, Mr. Ollivander. I wondered if you might be able to help me with something. There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade. I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him. What with his being a centaur and all. Quite an enchantment. The carts are returning to Arn. Oh, that's done something. What was that? I am. Sebastian and I met my first day at Hogwarts. In the Slytherin common room. I look forward to working with you. That looks as if it might raise the gate. Now to align the statues with their reflections. That did the trick. They're even more aggressive than I'd expected. A ghost or a poltergeist? A non-being. Can never have been. I've already rescued one, actually. Do you have another beast in mind for today? Lodgok's getting himself into more danger than he realizes. I'd better find him. You and your friend Charles spoke of the portkey, and of trials you'd created for one who sees traces of ancient magic. Trust me, Ominous, I won't say a word. Now, where could that Acromantula cave be? These are never a welcome sight. At least I know what to expect this time. Have you lived in Cragcroft all your life? Each of these barrels needs to be pulled up to the line on the floor. Of course. It's the sort of thing friends do for each other, isn't it? The trolls were Ranrock's distraction so that Rookwood could get to me. And he would have, had Serona and the patrons at the Three Broomsticks not intervened. I don't plan on holding back either. Sebastian, we have to go. It's good to see you, Professor. You're right. I'd better see this through. Professor Sharp, do you have a moment? Ugh, the smell. I already have some, Professor. Picked them up in Hogsmeade. Well, that's one of Zenobia's gobstones. I hardly see what all the fuss is about. So what is it you've been looking for? It's been fun competing against your records, Imelda. It seems Ranrock and Rookwood are conspiring. Why would that be? Avada Kedavra. Step aside, Ominous. Stay in place until we're out of sight. Perhaps later. I have other things to do. Is that one of those keys? Very well. I shall take a look if I can find the time. Thank you, I will. It's probably wise to know the spell. Could it be? A Merlin trial? Oh, looks like everyone's gone. Better head to the common room. Professor, I have some questions about conjuration. I've completed my assignments, Professor. Yes, that's the one for me. Sebastian, wait! Yes, sir. But I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. For what it's worth, she doesn't seem to have spotted us yet. I'll keep an eye out for more demiguise statues and see if I can bring you more moons. Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful. I'm glad Richard Jackdaw left a little something behind for me, but where could he be? Almost there. One more Hawklump to harvest. Aside from the bird bath, anything else I should look for? He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help? How far did that portkey take us? And that she isn't intimidated by thugs like Rookwood and Harlow. Madame Beaumont, might I speak with you? What happened? Expulso. I did indeed find your family wand, but it was in pieces. Beyond repair. It was worth losing a few house points for that detour. I've always wanted to see Azkaban. Count me in. I'm sure they'd be willing to play after the trouble spent getting them back. It's a fine idea. Is Wagadu a castle like Hogwarts? You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor. Is everything all right, madam? Shouldn't you be preparing for your next class, or helping a student? Perhaps I should have a chat with Ominous. You look familiar, sir. Am I right in thinking you are unimpressed by divination? You should keep it. She doesn't deserve to have it. Might I ask you some questions, Sirona? I find your lectures quite engaging, sir. Thank you for sharing your vast knowledge. Natty has spoken of your move. She was quite kind to me my first day here. In charms. Look, down there. Thank you, sir. I will defeat you. In Lodgok's memory. It's my first time here. How many of you are there? Rookwood and Harlow want something Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts. Pardon me, madam. Do you have a moment? Sounds simple enough. And who wouldn't want to go to Honeydukes? I wish I could say the same. Reparo. Mr. Barnes will only get in trouble going down this path. I need to find another way to get him a venomous tentacula. Diving into the lake sounds like an adventure. Tell me more. Mr. Weeks and I do make a good team. If I could lift this platform, I think I could get it to work. Professor, do you have a moment to speak again? What do I require this time, oh wondrous space? I'm sorry, Professor. I was merely trying to help a friend. Ominous has agreed that it's the only way, Sebastian. Will the curse hurt him? You played a good game, though, Grace. Adelaide said that her uncle kept notes of his trades, maps. Perhaps these landmarks will lead me to him. Let's get you back to your frame, little moth. Perhaps I should get the blocks back to the starting position. Got it. It's true, and I was almost killed. Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives. That's the last of the spider sacks. Hello, Lucan. I wanted to talk to you about crossed wands. Arresto momentum. We'll see about that. Is there anything special about the wand? I hope the next time Rookwood's lot comes calling, you'll alert the authorities. This is the entrance. Lodgok, the sarcophagus has been raided. I found no helmet. Only a dead ashwinder. Stooging. I'm glad I was able to meet your expectations. So this is the infamous absconder. Defendo! Professor Howen mentioned the poachers as well. She seemed to imply that we couldn't rely on the ministry to help. We have another fight on our hands. And what do you have for sale? I do hope Sebastian's all right. You should have told me the truth and punished yourself as necessary. I need to go and find Officer Singer. I've never met Rookwood or Harlow. Perhaps they mistook me for another student. Poor Lodgok. Dead by his brother's hand. No wonder he tried so hard to reason with him. Certainly looks to be the place. Oh! Almost there. We're not finished yet. That statue. Hello, Sirona. You were hoping I'd check on a friend of yours, weren't you? Book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back. Wingardium Leviosa. Sebastian, what if I can't find any beasts in their usual habitat? Alohomora. I believe I am. Reparo. Let's try the other way, perhaps. I'll draw her attention. Follow when it's safe. How else did he expect Goblin Kind to get the helmet back? Seems he has no interest in making amends with you. You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow, as he requested. Why are there so many vases around here? Oh, no, you don't. You too, Everett. Of course. They are yours, after all. It seems I have no choice. I'm going to have to fight my way out of here. He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black. Evanesco! I'll need to remember my tracks. I do care about Anne, but I'm tired of explaining myself. Perhaps we should part ways. I saw an aura badge on your desk and was wondering if you could tell me more about your time as an aura. They were there because of me. I overheard Ranrock talking with Victor Rookwood. An affinity for herbology is more typical of a Hufflepuff than a Ravenclaw, isn't it? Professor? Yes, Professor. Professor, could you tell me how you and Nettie ended up at Hogwarts? Helen mentioned Apollonia Black. Did she set up Anne to take the fall? North America. The statues and carvings in the house on the cliffside. Those are of you. Are you a seer? If you don't mind, I'd prefer to just forget about it. Please could you explain the rules again? I ought to look around before using the passageway. Oh, it looks a bit broken. Perhaps I can try... What is it you sell, Madame Navarro? It's nice to learn about another wizarding school. I hope Miss Coffey appreciates this. I can see that. She didn't seem at all intimidated by Rookwood and Harlow. The Order of Merlin. Crucio! Wish I had my own broom. Depulso. Do you think your uncle would tell anyone at the Ministry about all of this if he found out? I have some questions about alteration, Professor. This is a change of pace from our last outing. Revelio ought to make quick work of this. Sebastian, did you say Bragbor? I think I know that name. I delivered the potions to Fatima Luang. I beg your pardon? Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne. What's this? And what do you have for sale? Yes, Dittany seeds, some spellcrafts, and some potion recipes. Well, good luck with it. It was nice to meet you, Cressida. I wonder what casting Accio on that ring atop the painting would do. It was nothing at all, Adelaide. I'm just glad your uncle's safe. Are you... Anne? I think I can guess how you died. But who did it to you? This mine looks like a tomb. A desire to learn? I do enjoy a good puzzle, and I believe I have a ready mind. It looks empty. If they've taken all of it, why are they still here? That pillar is blocking the path. I'll need to move it. Hello, Mrs. Rabe. How is Mr. Rabe doing? If you can't defend yourself, you'd be better off staying out of their way. I'm not giving you charity. How deep are we going? I'd like to know more about it, if you wouldn't mind telling me. I won't repeat it. I'm glad Milo's daughter will have something to remember him by. Poachers! Garniff was right then. I'd better be careful. I'm nearly finished. Only one more vase. I don't understand. What can I do to help? That one is true. Not the typical start to a new school. Wingardium Leviosa! I can. What do you have in store for me this time? Hello, Mr. Weeks. Did you still need help with your broom upgrades? They're causing Mr. Moon terrible distress. This ends here, Ranrock! There's that glow again. Like the glow on the portkey container. You've seen this before. What kind of research is she doing? Very well. I shall let you know if I find anything. Well, that was doubly something. Hello, Amora. Not the safest place to sneak into. I take it you and your uncle are close. Hidden herbology corridor. Sounds intriguing. Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat. This was quite difficult to retrieve. Shouldn't I get a reward for my trouble? Well said, Professor. I'm sorry about your moon calf, Mr... A rhinoceros skeleton. I'm on the right track. That does seem strange. Sounds as if they're planning something. I've actually met Mrs. Sprottle. I recently spoke with her about her friend, Claire Beaumont. I wouldn't keep your Rococo. He needs to be home with you. Pleasure to meet you, Miss Treadwell. Thank you, Professor. Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave? This must be my house chest. I just need to insert the token. Miriam. These eggs must be destroyed. Reducto. You were right about how spectacular it is. Which is why it's a pity you didn't find it yourself. Of course. You never know when you might need a quick means of escape from the castle. I have to believe that only a Ravenclaw would have had the intelligence to get this far. Hazel must be here somewhere. A journal entry. Signed by Noctua Gaunt. Yes, you're right. It has all been a pleasure, Poppy. Do try and stay out of trouble. Evanesco. Hello, Mr. Moon. So that's it. I need to use both sides of the archway to get the platform to the other side of the bridge. Ominous. A skeleton. And Noctua's last journal entry. She mentions being trapped here, blocked by an unforgivable curse. I'm certain I don't know what... Seems I'll need to wait. What was it you needed my help with, Samantha? No, that was just mean. I suppose I should do this a bit quicker. This can't be it. Must be a way through. Each side is different somehow. A new wand. Professor, I wondered if I might ask how long you've been teaching at Hogwarts. This is what you call matching wits. You must miss him. Thank you. It's been an honor. Imperio, it all seems clear to me now that we're here. What do you imagine a liaison to the Mer-people would do? What's the glow? I'm curious to know what's happening in Feldcroft. Might you have any insight? I have the telescope. It's nicer than I had expected. Let's get out of here and tell Lodgok what we've found. Actually, he's taken a liking to me, so I've decided to keep him. Nothing wrong with that. Highwing's good company. One camp down. One more to go. Missed it. He'll be all right, Sebastian. Better have a look around. See about the hawk lumps and the box of letters. That's ahead. I can't say that I do. I think that was all of them. I hope that house elf can find us in here. Can't we just bypass Singer and go directly to the ministry? Now here's a welcoming sight. How did you know that I'd found a book? And that it's missing pages? Hello, Serena. I received your owl. How are you? I could just burn you and be done with it. There are so many choices. What items do you think I should conjure? We did not, Professor. We encountered goblins outside the tower. Can you remind me of our arrangement? I should imagine so. Incendio. Stop it, that's enough. Not all goblins are like Ranrock. I am not the enemy. We want the same thing, to find answers. When I get my hands on that Niffler, it sounds to me as if your master got what he deserved. Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas. Hello, madam. Is everything all right? It's sealed shut from the other side. Professor! I hope astronomy's on my schedule. It sounds interesting. I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan. Seems like a poor choice of infantry. Surely that's obvious. Hello, Gareth. So, has your aunt been taking it a bit easier on you lately? Oh? What's so special about them? Perfect. Let's see what we've got. Sebastian is never going to give up trying to cure Anne. If you try and stop him now, he'll never forgive you. I'll have to get those up there somehow. Wingardium Leviosa, perhaps. What in Merlin's name is this? I shouldn't return to Deke without knowing whether or not that body was Tobbs. It looks as if Tobbs was here some time ago. He must have headed deeper into the cave. Actually, I don't think I have any questions. I wonder where they're going. You mentioned astronomy tables earlier in class. What were you talking about? Glacius. He told me that Ranrock somehow knows about the Keepers and is searching anywhere connected to each of them. That was the wrong square. I think he simply wants to show me something that involves gobbledygook. If it helps, he's a friend of Serona's. Sounds versatile, albeit a little dangerous. I suppose that's why it's so useful. I'm not thrilled at the prospect, but I'll consider it. Revelio. Accio! Use mine. We'll find yours together once you're out of there. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Understood, Professor. There you are. No use trying to fly here. Why did the Keepers want to keep Isadora quiet? Why destroy her portrait? They're quite clever. I shall finish up later. Of course, sir. Hello, Grace. Let's play Summoner's Court. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. It's certainly an odd decree, even for Black. Taking down the bells for a headache. That's why Rookwood was there the night Anne was cursed. He was working with Ranrock. When he saw your sister, well, he didn't want anyone to know. No flying here, I see. We should wait. I'll go it alone. Nice to meet you, Sir Nicholas. She's concerned for your safety. It may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now. Pardon me, sir. I'm here for the spellcrafts Professor Weasley ordered. What was it like being an Auror? Professor, do you have a moment? It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately. Lumos, there's something intriguing about that tree. I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered. We can use those against them. There you are. You were in such a state when you left. The Troll Whisperer. Seems fitting. Thank you, Professor Weasley. Perhaps not the best place to be caught alone. Hello, Deke. Professor Weasley said you had an idea. Empty perches. Could be the right size for jackdaws. Or statues of jackdaws. We're crossing that bridge whether you like it or not. Well, there was a troll in the tomb. Oh, and Penny? We'll be closing the shop by 9 o'clock every night. I take it you want to play for a team, but which one? And which position? Shame I didn't bring a broom. But it wasn't your fault. You didn't know about the potion in the tea. Last time we were here, this place was crawling with spiders. I haven't decided quite yet. but I do find magical beasts fascinating. That's really not funny. I certainly am. I see no reason we should stop now. Are you finished with the drawing? Ominous. I learned in Perio. I want you to know... False. I see. There must be something to the arrangement of the candles. You have a new spell to teach me, Professor. The dark arts do pique my interest. I'm afraid I don't follow. This trunk, glad I was never locked up here. Ah yes, the magical bird. Can disappear when it senses danger. This isn't quite right. Best keep searching. Sounds as if Mr. Moon deserved what he got. But perhaps it's time you both moved on. We're almost out of here, Amit. Look, the lift. I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here. If I light the boiler, the door should open. What do you mean? Do not joke about that. What's going on here? You're seeking to heal the damage done to your leg. Thank you. And what do you have for sale? Has the situation with Ranrock's loyalists improved? Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Stay close. I've handled much worse. We make a grand pair, Highwing. Apologies, Professor. I suppose I do wonder about its relevance to us. I don't know, but Fig and I think that Ranrock has somehow found a way to harness that magic's power. Hello, sir. What do you sell here? Well, I can swim and could help you if you'd like. Is everything all right? If you're certain you can keep her safe, I suppose I can leave her with you. Yes, well, I thought it was odd too. But then we took the roast beef to Sir Podmore of the Headless Hunt and... Sebastian, I think I found something. A canvas piece. Merlin was such a fascinating person. Your wife's work sounds intriguing. Mrs. Rabe should be nearby. Finders keepers, Grace. Lumos. Could Bardolph have run off? Where am I supposed to go? Another dial solved. That enchanted crystallized stone again. But what could it be blocking? I've gained a new appreciation for breakfast. Mr. Sallow, stop! Once again, we could fight our way through, or be discreet. Sophronia, could you remind me what it is you needed help with? I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again. But do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer? I can see why you didn't want to go. She was quite cantankerous. This must be the castle where Miss Coffey's Niffler ran away. Now, to find a way inside. What am I meant to be doing now, Deke? Where might this lead? Not a chance! Charles Rookwood wouldn't have wanted you near it! A pile of gold. I must be on the right track. It looks as if the thief took more than they could carry. I am unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something. Whatever it is, it had better have to do with Snidgets. The flames make the pyre sink. That went rather well. Please, Ominous, I confided in you before about what happened with the Undercroft. No time to stop and smell the... whatever these are. I retrieved the helmet from the Ashwinders. Thank you, but I've been holding my own. What am I supposed to do when we meet the hunt? Thank you, Sebastian, but perhaps now is not the time. Hello? Do you have anything for sale? What if I stood on one platform and used Accio on the other? That ought to work. Could you not grow or buy more Chinese trumping cabbages? Agreed. Let's finish this. Selwyn has been taken care of. Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind. Here's a lost page. Very well. I shall let you know when I have some. Portkey. We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. Have a sacking. What about this helmet makes it so special? You knew the poachers would try to kill Poppy and me. Huh? There they are. She wasn't making it up. Ranrock's loyalists, just ahead. Should I take them by force or be discreet? How did you find this place? Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it. I'm glad you're having fun. I believe I need to proceed to the left here. But how? Here's the Fwooper feather you wanted. So many spiders. It's a wonder they haven't taken over the whole house. Ugh. Incendio! That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby. Did you discover why people avoid this cave? Mrs. Rabe, I have a few more questions if you don't mind. Another successful flight. I should let Mr. Weeks know. I wonder who this is. And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again. Hello, Serona. I have good news. Strictly speaking, it has. We were caught. Wait here! I'll run ahead to the next safe spot. I believe I need to use Accio on the bone piles. I've had a cadaver. When I moved towards the glow, it suddenly seemed as if the ground was swirling about. Well, it is an unusual situation. How did your brother end up like this? Ah! They're certainly persistent! Ah! I need to bring moths to the door. Still smoking. They can't have been gone long. Ashwinders are everywhere. We can't let them know we're here. A phoenix nest? I wonder if it belongs to the phoenix Natty mentioned, the one the Poacher pack are after. I wonder when Professor Fig will be back. I did promise him I wouldn't neglect my studies while he was away. No success there. What do we have here? Did you need something, Poppy? Oh, no need to convince me. Let's get going. Not making this easy on me. Shame I didn't have an audience for that one. That's all the hall clumps for now. Mrs. Spruttle should be pleased. I think you're right to be concerned, Adelaide. Your uncle may be in trouble. Got it. Natty must be here somewhere. He did attack us. You had no choice. Professor? What do you mean? Why? That must be the way to the repository. I'm not sure that's such a good idea. The poachers seem a dangerous lot. Arun's paw. You mentioned offering something in exchange for my assistance. Sebastian, over here. I'll do my best. I can promise to speak with him about it. Good. Ranrock clearly knows more than we thought. We need to be careful and do this right, not just go charging in. You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened? Madam Bugbrook, I found your unicorn friend, Hazel. Wait a minute, Brave? Perhaps this isn't a good idea. That's what we're trying to find out. Yes, sir. Casting Leviosa ought to raise the tree out of the ground. This should work the same way as the last one. Nothing this way, but more danger. There must be another way to find you. Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office. Natty, what do I need to do again? Why are the premises in such disarray? Yes, I have some right here. Please, take it. And be careful. This is my chance. I'm coming, Neve. Brilliant! Yes, him. That's the one. Nerida will be happy about this. You don't know that history will repeat itself. Besides, you said your aunt thought like you. This could honor her memory. This is far more powerful than Stupefy. There must be another rune somewhere around here. A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage. Good, I've got this. Nothing gets past you. Have you heard what Ranrock and Rookwood are working on together? I must insist that you give them to me at once. The Loch Ness Monster. All right, Professor. I'll see you soon. This looks like the statue Madame Twiddle mentioned. Crucio. I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade. With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this. More traces of ancient magic. Something must be different. Descendo. I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack. The Golden Snidget. I have nothing more to ask. Descendo! On second thought, perhaps I don't need to learn any curses at the moment. I found the missing pages. Hello. Do you have a moment? You got all of that from simply standing here. I don't want to fly right now. Perhaps later. These vines are as dry as kindling. Revelio. What will you do with Slytherin's spellbook? Why would I need a piece of toast? I suppose that's where it goes. That was a close one. Understood, Professor. We handled it. And I think you're underestimating the nature of a dragon. A broom would have been kindling. Now this looks familiar. I should search for a way out. What type of beast is an Occamy? Wait till the birds hear about the flying ban. That's Victor Rookwood. Professor Weasley called him an unsavory local. I need to see how the room changes when I move in and out of the archway. I beg your pardon? Unless we can find another passageway to the Undercroft. Let's have a look around. I'll see what I can do, Gareth. Merlin's beard. He does seem a bit cross with you. I'll speak with him. What do you have for sale? I know how to cast it. Sebastian taught me. But I won't do it unless you agree. He doesn't want to fight you, and he can't stand by and let you leave with the relic. I said I'd take responsibility. I need you to teach me the curse. Look before you leap. I'm back in the restricted section. I should find out how Sebastian fared with Peeves. You don't think the rumors about the cave are true, do you? I'll head there now. What was in the note? Perhaps you should have. It's tearing this place apart! I wish all Slytherins could talk to snakes. Sebastian brought all of this on himself. We tried and tried to stop him. Is that how he found this place? I'm not quite ready yet. Nothing to identify. For now, at least. Hello? Is something the matter? Wait. When you moved, the reflection turned in the direction of the light. Oh! Where does this one lead? Off the beaten path, I suspect. A curious token of some sort. Hold on. Don't give up yet. Are you the shopkeeper here? How would you know? You don't create anything worthwhile without setting a few things on fire. I hope I can get to Ranrock before Lodgok does. That's it for Selwyn. I should go and see Madame Olivier back in Cragcroft about that bounty. I did. And because Jackdaw had followed the map they contained, when I found the pages, I found the location on the map. Ugh. When I said I wanted to look around, I didn't mean this. Arresto momentum. Perhaps another time then, sir. Thank you. Goodbye, Imelda. That's it. I should be going now. Thank you. She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. I fear the Dementors have taken an irreversible toll on her. They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the portkey. The more I think about it, What good will it do to turn him in? Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken? Treasure must be nearby. Only one way to find out. I know from the memories I've seen that the keepers in Isadora didn't see eye to eye on the use of ancient magic. This looks like the spot from the treasure map. This must be the way forward. But to where? I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials. Is everything all right? Another house token for the house chest. Scrope? Who is Scrope? He destroyed so many lives and wouldn't have stopped. I'm glad I was able to put an end to him. If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me? That's right. Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful. Albeit more than disturbing. Hello, Deke. You'll be pleased to know that a little Thestral was born. Sebastian, there's something you should know. It's to do with Victor Rookwood. Where did those come from? I know just the spell to repair this armor. Incendio. Hello, Lucan. I'd like to practice with the training dummy. Hello, Miss Coffee. How are you? Why would you enter into such an agreement? I completed your assignments, Professor. Hello, sir. I don't believe we've met. Thank you for humoring me. Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now, to speak the password to the gargoyle. Has your uncle traded with many goblins? There! I saw something. It was nice to meet you. Thank you for the beef. That table looks familiar. Seems I'm back at the entrance to the cave. Ha! Rather good at this, aren't you? These blocks must be moved in order for me to climb up. This looks a bit dangerous. Everyone hates you? Why? So far, so good. Things are definitely different on either side of the archway. But how? The Amazon rainforest. Here goes. I need to get that mechanism out of the way. Incendio ought to light the boiler and provide some power to these machines. The note advises to leave the relic alone. You have. Thank you for speaking with me, Professor. And how is there a room behind it? Revelio. I should be going now. Thank you. I believe that Gryffindor is a better fit for me. This must be the place Anne told me about. These look like the ruins Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. I have to believe that only a Slytherin would have been ambitious enough to get this far. There's a pillar here, but no ledge near it for me to grab onto. Shall we take a closer look? Why is it you can't conquer your fear of spiders? Don't take it so badly. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet. Hello, Grace. Can I help you? What is it? What's wrong? I'd like to learn a bit about you, sir, if you don't mind. There might be something here worth a closer look. I might need something that can push a bit harder to open this up. That must have done something. Best have a look around. That's a horrible idea. No one wants to get that awful stench all over them again. Incendio should get this boiler working. That'd be brilliant. Perhaps you wouldn't be who you are without that experience. I think that's enough practice for now. Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too. I'd better not let Madame Scribner see me trying to get in here. Professor, I completed all of your most recent assignments. How's your gran doing, by the way? Excuse me, did you say something about a Bardolph Beaumont? I'll keep an eye out for your unicorn friend and take her to safety if I see her. You can have a rest now. Hello, do you have anything for sale? What is this? What were you and Ominous speaking about? Sounds as if she needs rescuing. I know the perfect place. If this is anything like last time, I need to fire up this boiler to supply power to the pipes. It seems happy to come with me. I wonder if it could travel in the knapsack. I'm sorry about your sister. If there's anything I can do. Are potions really that versatile? That's it. I'm making good progress with these tokens. Of course. Stone walls do a prison make, sometimes. Of course. Ominous spoke to me about his family when we first met. To say that he has no love lost for them is an understatement. This cart ought to get me deeper into the mine. Hello, Professor Rackham. We've placed the book on the pedestal, as you asked. Death. I'm afraid it's really up to Sebastian, and his mind seems to be made up. Well, this isn't ideal. Is it common practice for students to grow their own ingredients? What is this place? Delivering those potions was a bit more work than I'd expected. I'd like an additional fee. Can't let you harm Arranshire any more than you already have. Hello again, Mr. Thistlewood. Madam Mason, about the shop. I'd like to ask you about your shop if you don't mind. I understand. Thank you, sir. We can, but perhaps best not to tell anyone else about this for now. Even Ominous. I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle. Do you think this was damaged by the fire the night that Anne was cursed? Thank you, Professor. I shall keep this second artifact safe, as you've advised. One page at a time. Incendio! Hello, Amit. Do I recall you saying that you speak gobbledygook? Fair enough. I can see the Undercroft through this stone wall, as though it's a window. This has happened before. All right, that did it. A demiguise.
Goodbye, Ferdinand. Enjoy your new home.
Lumos, his search.
Hello, Lenora. What are you looking at?
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please take a step back. I choose stitches and drafts. Well, it wasn't easy. But I believe in you, Sebastian. I've had a sense about you since that first day in Defense Against the Dark Arts. I, for one, am glad. I very much enjoy your class. Hello, Mr. Semi. It was all right. But honestly, I find the beast's unpredictability unnerving. Petrificus totalis. Would you mind talking a bit more about what it was like working for your former master?
Oh, these inferior, horrible... Oh, give it a chance. You might grow to like it.
I'm not sure I have time for extra assignments, Professor. The field guide's getting a bit more complete.
It was nice meeting you, Sebastian. I'll let you get back to your book.
When were you the Minister for Magic? Why don't you simply leave the area for now? How do you track a dragon long after she's gone? The Keepers were right. The risk of using this magic is too dangerous. It is my responsibility alone to keep it safe.
Are we weakening him at all?
I received your owl. What happened with Ominous? Very well, Professor. Tell me where I need to go. A cavern within a cavern. I'm intrigued. The Peruvian viper tooth. Another passageway. We should search the room first. I see Doran finally convinced you to leave the Snidgets. Mr. Dunn? I have some news. Lavender Montmorency. Wait, why do we need a key? Isn't there a spell for this? Ah, thank goodness. True. Thank you, Emmett. I look forward to reading them.
Seems you enjoy brewing. Might I assume that you've a talent for potions of all sorts?
Here's an odd find. What else should we know about the enchanted door? They seem to be...
It's no 3 broomsticks, that's for certain. Professor Sharp didn't seem as impressed as you are.
Time to see what new secrets await. Perhaps another time then, sir. Thank you. Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something. I'm in. Let's do it. Devil's Snare. Seems to thrive in darkness. Perhaps it doesn't care for light. Surely another spell could be used to mince daisy roots. Why learn this one? Hello, Lenora. Could you remind me what's so special about that empty painting? Thank you for your time, Professor Binns. I should come back to this another time. Are you asking me to steal from a shop?
Expulso!
Stupefy. Thank you, Peeves. Another obstacle in my path. Believe me, I am having thoughts, but I'm still convinced we should go ahead. I'd like to learn how to cast the Imperious Curse.
I suppose it must seem that way. I'm not sure it's justified. It's often been a matter of circumstance. I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame. Yes, I rather enjoyed seeking him out.
Hello, Ominous. Do you have a moment?
Reducto!
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Bickle. Who killed your husband? Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped? If I want to speak to Jackdaw about those pages, I'd better set to work destroying these pumpkins. I owe you an apology, Ominous. I wasn't honest with you before about the Undercroft. Sebastian did show it to me. The Golden Snuggery.
Away, Highwing! Away!
Miss Coffee, I found your Niffler, but you're friends now. Only 2 lanterns, but 3 spots. Perhaps I should move them around to open the door and build the platform.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your Gran, I shall not speak a word of this.
Nearly there. Best keep my wits about me. Sebastian's right. We need that relic. Was it Accio I used before?
You're a loyal girl, Highwing!
Hello, Imelda. Albie Weeks sent me.
I suppose so. Confringo!
If I arrange the archway correctly, I should be able to move the pillar and clear the path. Once we tell them about the Snidgets, they'll understand why we came, and they'll want to help. I did. Thank you again, Scrope. You're a credit to House Elves. I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders. Penny, I have what I hope will be good news. Officer Singer confirmed that ownership of the shop has now transferred to me. Nice to see you again. Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand. A note from Jackdaw. Anne never found it. So how did he die? Was she to blame at all?
That wasn't too bad.
Natty, I have some questions. Unless there's a book here about how to escape a haunted dungeon, I've no time for light reading.
Yes, which led me to a secret hideout where I found Richard Jackdaw's ghost.
Can I see magic? I'll be dueling solo. It was only a training dummy. I suppose I could help if I have the time. Actually, perhaps another time.
How lucky for us.
I wonder how big this place is. I managed to free your carts fairly easily. I'd rather not, but if you insist, so be it. So, you stole a wand and then followed a map on some pages that you took from Peeves and followed that map to your doom.
Defindo. Evanesco.
Well, we've come this far. Miss Willardsey might get an answer about these butterflies. That must be the way out of here. How many Inferi are there?
That's Victor Rookwood. Professor Weasley called him an unsavory local.
Professor Sharp wasn't happy. Leave me out of your grand plans next time.
Confringo!
I'd like to learn how to cast the Cruciatus Curse. Pity goblins and wizards can't get along. Impressive. That must be where this all leads. An astronomy table. It should prove useful once the sun's down. Very well. I'll speak with them. See what I can learn.
Madam Kogawa, I completed the list of tasks you assigned.
Well, that didn't work. Into the Forbidden Forest for booba-tubers. I hope it's worth the risk. I hope Natty's having an easier time of it. Actually, sir, the thief was a niffler. How is it you're so good at selling? Seems unusual for a house elf. That's incredibly nice of you. Are there other empty paintings like this around the school? You seem perfectly fine. Not a scratch. You don't need any Wiggenweld potion. Quiz. What's happening? I used the enchanted loom, Deke. Professor, I wondered if I could ask how you came to Hogwarts. Sir Amset, Ranrock is here. I only hope Lodgok doesn't cross paths with him. Did you hear that goblin?
Must be nice having an aunt for a professor.
Calm down, I'm here now. And what do you have for sale? Shall we? Mr. Moon does a good deal for the school, and he's taught me a lot. He's terrified of those statues. I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered. That should reverse the curse. Hopefully. One more down. Perhaps the only way forward is down. Is this something we should be learning in school? Very well. I'm listening. More poachers. How many are there? This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful. An unlocking charm. Thank you, Mrs. Spruttle. I'm sorry. It seems now isn't the best time after all. Her memory showed what she did for her father, which I also saw in Professor Rookwood's pensive. Amortentia. I'm ready for whatever comes next. Sebastian, I received your owl. What's happened? I know we had to do it to open the scriptorium, but it's not something I'd want to repeat. I will say that herbology wasn't as much fun as charms. Now for the rest of you.
Pardon me, sir. I'm here for the seeds Professor Weasley arranged for me to collect. I am perfectly capable of owning a shop. But more importantly, did you not hear the bit about the dungeon? Is everything all right?
Hello, Imelda. So, another trial? Hello? There's a voice coming from that well. I hear them. What map? Levioso. Mount Greylock. Nothing to worry about. I handled it.
Professor Fig!
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh dear. A shame for him, but it worked out well for you. I'm afraid not. I'd help you if I could, but I don't actually have anything with me. Not a single plant to my name. I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened. I should be going now. Thank you.
No, it's not. It's the Hog's Head.
That platform looks like it ought to get me where I need to go. Finite.
A Daedalian key. Wonder where it might lead me.
Whatever Jackdaw left for Anne must be back there, beyond this wall.
What if I took you to the Hog's Head instead? I've heard such nice things.
That's what I'm saying. I would take all responsibility. This could save your friendship. I'll give it another go.
Descendo.
Of course I care, Sebastian. We've come this far. Don't let your frustration get the better of you. From the outside, you'd never guess this place even existed in here. Pardon me, Mr. Sallow. What were you thinking?
Incendio. Come on!
I have a feeling I'm not alone here. I never thought things would end this way. I hope we did the right thing. Ominous, Mrs. Sprottle told me a little about your brother's disappearance.
We'll show these beasts who's in charge.
Very well. You've convinced me. That sounds positively exhilarating. Thank you, Natty. Sebastian is single-mindedly focused on finding a way to help his sister. If there is a cure, he will find it. Bats. Lovely. Sir, where are we? Lumos. Well, that's everything. Better go and find Natty. Nothing more, Professor. Deadly serious. Professor Fig has insisted that I not tell a soul about any of this. I've probably said too much. Should have expected company. Let's make them count. Revelio. I promise to tell you everything. But it's perhaps best I do that later. I'm ready. Thank you, Imelda. Locked. Damn. Intramuros.
Protego!
Wizard kind sees things differently. It's a wonder goblins and wizards have ever been able to work together. It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard. This must be Sirona's box of letters. Wonder what's down there. Actually, I don't think I want to know. Why is your ancestor so well known? It seemed as though you were on good terms with him. Was it due to an injury suffered during your time with the ministry? Do you know which way Archie might have gone? I was curious as to how Hogwarts has changed over the years. Could this be Mr. Oakes's campsite? You seem to be very determined in stopping Rookwood and Harlow. Why? Perhaps casting at that object over there will help somehow. How long have you been living here in Irondale? By the way, I found this book of potion recipes in Cambridge. Might it be useful to you? Knowing our meet, he's likely studied here. Oh, I see. Thank you anyway. You knew Professor Weasley when you were in Uganda. There must be some sort of mechanism for this doorway.
How do I know you won't go to the librarian and blame this all on me?
This must be Cressida's diary. I'd want this back too if I were her. For now, though, I need to get back to the map chamber and tell Fig what's happened. That wasn't too hard. I wonder what's next. I'm getting a knack for these time trials. I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be? It wasn't one of Ranrock's loyalists who cursed Anne. It was Rookwood. It was Rookwood all along. Good luck with Ominous. Until we meet again. Thank you for this. I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided? And a conversation with Bragbor in which she expressed frustration about the limits being placed on her use of ancient magic. I know a way out! I'll keep an eye out for a large white Diracall. Understood. You're hurt. The early Hotsy draft. What will I find in the cave? What's this?
Sounds like Milo knew exactly what he was in for, and risked your life as well. Well, I've done it, Penny. The shop is mine. Nice to meet you, Ominous.
What sort of plant should I expect in the hidden herbology corridor? A page. To my field guide.
Let's play Summoner's Court. Just to be clear, what does this agreement entail? Specifically.
Very well, let's go. All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead. Hello again, Miss Wolf.
I am indeed.
There. Can hardly tell a troll barreled through it. Levioso. The candles correspond to the handles I'm to pull in order to open the way forward. Accio should do the trick.
Very well, I'll bring you a Fwooper feather.
Perhaps I should find something to stand on.
Blast!
He was a student here long ago. Anyway, he told me about a secret cavern. I went there, and right next to Jackdaw's skeleton. Suppose I have enough to distract myself with till he returns with the book. He seemed trustworthy. Difficult to know, really. But Serona Ryan trusts him. Enjoying the view? I know what that means. Merlin trial. What did you do with them?
Accio!
Not powerful enough. Perhaps Depulso will do. It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to. Shame nobody saw that. Seems as if I should hang something there. You have a new spell to teach me, Professor?
Get me in the ring. You must be able to get away with anything. That wasn't too difficult.
What exactly is an astrolabe?
Crucio!
Perhaps I am competition.
Made it!
I'm a student. From Hogwarts. You wanted to see me, sir? There. Good as new. The Patronus charm.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Can you tell me more about these courses? But Madame Thistlewood, all right. I'll find it. I'll find Jackdaw's cave.
I suppose they could prove useful outside of the greenhouse. Nothing wrong with a bit of backup, even if it is from a cabbage.
You do know he's screaming in the library as we speak. It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class. What services do you offer? Well, I suppose if looking for Tobbs also allows me to test my enchanted clothing, then I can do it. Yes, but why does that matter to you? Thank you for telling me about your sister, Professor. Mr. Dunn, about the spider problem in Arranshire. That he's warned. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Pleasure to meet you. Wait, are you related to Professor Weasley? Now that's taken care of. I need to find the heirloom for Milo's daughter. I think I'd better rest for a bit. I hope Professor Fig got my owl. I need to tell him and the keepers that Ranrock knows where the last repository is. Another time, perhaps. I'm glad I was able to get it right the first time. If you really wanted this, then perhaps you should have fetched it yourself. If the demand for potions is as high as you say, have you considered being easier to work with? Perhaps combining your recipes and skills? Diffindo, Arresto Momentum, Depulso. Up! Perhaps. What precisely do you need to retrieve, and why? Surely my win means something. Cadmus Peveril. Hello, Deke. Shall we continue? Sebastian mentioned sneaking into the restricted section. Perhaps he'll have an idea. Perhaps the other way's more promising. What was the glowing stand that Isadora pulled from her father's chest? Thank you, Serona. Good for Mr. Weeks. Producto. I'll try and look into it for you, Adelaide. What will you tell them about Mr. Osric's death? The dial requires focus.
Is the headless hunt dangerous?
Hope this isn't as precarious as it looks.
How can you be kidnapped when you're right here?
Isadora told Bragbor about the magic when she asked him to build a container for her. I've seen her memories. It is. You can cast spells without a wand. Indeed, sir. Thank you for your time. And I do hope you find a cure for your injury. Your fault.
How so? So you did create them. I'll keep an eye out for your mooncalf, Garneth. Poachers were here, all sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin-made. You ought to be more cautious in the future. Men like Rookwood and Harlow could do much worse than stealing a book. So we have to get Anne to the catacomb and then conduct a sacrifice. Seems risky. Hello? Are you my next Summoner's Court opponent? This is quite a hideaway. Expulso! Here's one of those tables Professor Shah mentioned. You did not. Is it connected to our common room? What do you sell here? This is the end, you monster! Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise. I came as soon as I could. The Deathly Hallows. Any beasts the room can't hold? Is it possible to pull one of those blocks through the archway? I actually have some moons for you. Whatever it was, it made very little sense. Reducto. I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional. Sounds like a good idea. Good luck, Adelaide. It was nice to meet you. I understand what you're saying, sir. Well, it's been nice talking and competing with you. A taste of his own medicine. How concerned should I be about the librarian? They're gone. For now. I need to get out of here. Where could Neve be? Sebastian, we need to go. It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option. It's no wonder spiders give people goosebumps. It's Hogwarts. These devices run on steam power. Garneth, I've rescued Biscuit. Professor Weasley? Hello, Samantha. Are you here for Summoner's Court? Did it! It's feeding off the power from the repository. I should try and rescue Garnoth's mooncalf. Sounds as if I'd need to head north to find those poachers. Does having your aunt here make things difficult? Ominous cares. So much so that he told me to use Imperio on him. Stupefy. How does it feel to transform into an animal? I'm just here for Summoner's Court. That one's gone dark. This will take more than one. I couldn't have done it without your help, Deke. Thank you. Pardon me. Is everything all right? We won't get through as long as we can be seen by that eye. One nudge and that chest might have fallen. I see. The switch reset everything. Good to know. The name makes sense now. And the secrecy. Defendo! This one's almost down! What reason would Harlow have to kill your husband? I'm doing you a favor. Disappointment like this will encourage you to become a stronger person. Horcruxes. I'll say. I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together. What do you have for sale? Never mind. It was just a thought. The absconder. That's rather generous, isn't it? She did try to kill us the entire time. I seem to have a knack for dueling. Aha! There was a doorway hidden within the portrait. I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience. Professor, do you have a moment? It is. And I have. I'm getting the hang of this. Lumos. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat? I was amazed to see that it seemed to give her some sort of power, and that she could harness it. But how? No need to be difficult. I mean you no harm. Listen to me. I know you're angry and frustrated, but charging ahead now could undo all the progress we've made. I'm willing to learn to cast it, Ominous. It may be the only way, but I won't do it unless you agree. Just having a look around. Thank you. I think I'll need to light all of these. So, how do you already have Polyjuice Potion to change into Professor Black? Now to return to the map chamber, and not a moment too soon. We'll find your son, Mrs. Bickle. Levioso, I actually have some moons for you. I could do with a bit more light. Actually, I've already rescued one. Why didn't you tell me this before? After all our time together. Good. Different. I sensed a sort of surge of some kind. Professor Fig! That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once. Can you tell me more about your great niece? The final canvas piece of the triptych. We've done it. Ah, yes, we met in the common room. Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades. You said that you know that tower. What can you tell me about it? Felix Felicis. I wondered if you might teach me how to cast a curse that you mentioned. Hopefully they've had a good meal. Perhaps I should pull the lantern into this room to cause the room to rotate again. I'm sorry the other students weren't more friendly. Thank you, Officer Singer. Going for a swim? We need to get this open. Now to see things from above for a bit. Serona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like? Crucio, it appears that one glowing rune alone is not going to solve this puzzle. The rumor's true, and I did. But it's not that. Just before Rookwood attacked, he uttered something familiar. It sounds as if her astrolabe is just northeast of the dock. I should dive down and see. I'd like to answer more questions. And Ranrock's after something I found at Gringotts. If you're right about finding her here,
How do we go about returning the egg?
What on earth possessed you to do something like that?
That wasn't too difficult.
But with the speeds it now reaches, I can feel the wind catching beneath the seat a bit, preventing it from reaching its full potential.
Accio, I'm sorry again about your husband, Mrs. Bickle.
That's the spirit. I wish you the best of luck. Professor Fig and I ended up there after the dragon attack. It's quite the tale. Fig had this portkey control. I had to fight him, Fury, all the way. I've completed all of my tasks, Professor Onai. Can I help you?
I wonder if the chess pieces on the board indicate where I can't go. Please, go on. Very well. If I'm in the area, perhaps I shall take a look. Perhaps these blocks can be moved.
Our mate and I can do this.
I thought she was brilliant. Can't believe you introduced me to her.
What should I be doing right now?
I believe he's trustworthy, yes. He seemed sincere, and Sirona Ryan trusts him. Professor Fig told me to keep things quiet. But I know I can trust you, Natty. Confringo.
The pages are why you lost your head. And I must visit a cave and search for your corpse.
Seems crossed ones isn't as secret as it's believed to be.
Let's see what's up your sleeve this time, Merlin.
I don't really. Ollivander does. It's the pages I'm after. Might they be with the wand in the cave? Mr. Abe, I found your wand. Excuse me, Mr. Sallow.
What do you mean, your own troll?
There must be more to this room. Sir, those ruins. Do you think I should be able to burn away these webs?
I'm just pleased to have done as well as I did.
Elixir to induce euphoria. Very well, Professor.
This'll take some getting used to. This is pointless. I need to go.
What did you need me to do, Deke?
Professor, more trouble ahead.
I can't believe this is it. The repository has been under the castle for hundreds of years.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
I know he's angry, but he's only trying to do what he thinks is best for Anne.
Brilliant.
I don't suppose you'd like to start from the beginning. I think Poppy and I could use that. Someone was an avid reader. Can't say I'm familiar with many of these titles. She was unnerved by Isadora's use of ancient magic. But I still can't be sure how any of it connects to Ranrock.
Slow down now. There we go. I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Not so tricky after all, Merlin.
No, I merely studied with him briefly before we arrived.
Thank you. I don't need any more of your time.
I know.
And sir, they know you were a keeper. Ranrock used the term. I will be sure to speak with Deke if I need anything. Thank you.
Ah, then I'm glad to be rid of it myself.
I'm so sorry. What happened to them? I suppose I should start at the forest, north of the hamlet. What do you have for sale? Just my luck. A troll.
Ah,
Has this been under the headmaster's nose all this time?
nice. What are you doing out here? Finky, isn't it? I know I came in here for something. What was it?
And the whole world awaits.
It looks stunning, Lodgok. I see why you wanted it back. Oh, she isn't making it easy. Ah, I had a feeling there would be a catch to that telescope. This Daedalian Keys challenge is coming along nicely.
I think I'd like to look around a bit first. How did that happen? I am a bit concerned. I have a lot of catching up to do. I found it disturbing. But how did she gain power from it? How did she harness it? What are Amit and I to do again? Hello, Lucan. Is the final round of Crossed Wands ready? It's good to see you again, Doran. Did Poppy tell you about everything that's happened?
Stupefy.
A map. It doesn't appear to be connected to the missing pages. Best hang on to it for now. What do we have here? A demiguise. It was mostly luck, that's all. Thank you, Miriam. For everything. I think that's a fine idea. Information is power. Of course. Traces of ancient magic. This door must need power from something.
That wasn't me, Professor. I'm new here.
Ethelred the Ever-Ready. Very well. If I have time, I shall see where they lead. Thank you, Professor. I shall keep an eye out.
Hello there. Was there something you needed?
I don't know, Mr. Ollivander. Perhaps Professor Fig overestimates my abilities.
Are you willing to sacrifice your friendship over this?
We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do. Perhaps I'm heading the wrong way. It smells glorious in here. Just like Gringotts. But I'm in the driver's seat this time. It almost seems as if it wants me to follow it. I need to find it before the poachers do.
Blast! That was quite something.
Rickety Bone Bridge complete. Can you remind me what you needed help with again? Hence the name. No. How did you do this, Jackdaw? Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off? I am sorry, Natty. It's my fault you got hurt.
I'm ready for the next lesson, Professor. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
Confringo! It's time to move on, Deke. There's nothing to be done now.
Bombarda.
Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. It leads to the library. The restricted section, to be precise, and a bit beyond. I see traces of magic there on the map. I have a rare ability to see whispers of ancient magic. The others? I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time. Moths. Curious.
Yes, she used to be an aura. Well, she took me to Azkaban to meet Anne Thisbe.
Let's keep going.
Did someone in the cave cut off your head?
Making this spin ought to raise that platform. That must be it.
I'd love to hear about how you and Highwing met.
What? That's unnerving. What's happening? Who is this wizard?
I'd say the summoning charm would come in handy right about now.
Hello, Charlotte. Let's play Summoner's Court. The bridges appear and disappear, depending upon which side of the archway I'm on.
Get you answers about Slytherin, and Sebastian answers for Anne. Your aunt pursued this alone. We could do it together.
I am, at the request of Mr. Moon. I received your owl. On your stationery. Well done, Poppy. This did end up being the right cave after all.
I think Biscuit will be safer with me, Garnuff. I'm ready to fly.
You and your concoctions. I don't know how you come up with these things.
Professor Hecat, I'm here about the new defensive spell you mentioned.
I wondered, did you attend Hogwarts? About the bells, Evangeline. Didn't the journal say the key to finding the Snidgets lies in the moonlight? This stairwell looks promising.
I should see this through and find the Ravenclaw house chest.
I'm eager to try it out. We need to break its line of sight somehow. This must be Tobb's cave. I suppose I should head inside.
Reporting back, Professor. Assignment's all finished. Nothing lucky about it. Highwing!
Natty? Is everything all right? Your gift from the mer people was exactly where they said it would be.
Accio!
What a string of bad luck.
How is Everett flying so quickly?
You sound like someone who's seen their share of the outside world.
It sounds as if she's a lovely person, and accomplished. The bludger.
If that's what must be done, I'll do it. How many of them are there? A moth. Curious.
Made it!
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. Just having a look around, if that's all right. I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne.
Why didn't you ask the Ministry for help?
Nobody'll believe I defeated an Ashwinder by myself. Basil Flack, now that it's night, I ought to look into this thievery business for Mr. Haggerty.
Best keep that little maneuver between us, Highwing.
I hear a Dugbog near here has been acting strangely. Have you ever seen it?
The book I found in the restricted section was missing some pages. That's about it.
If you're setting things on fire, then perhaps you ought to rethink your choices. The Ukrainian Ironbelly. We're being watched. By a door.
I did. In order that I have a successful shop with lots of customers, would you agree to causing chaos only after 9 o'clock in the evening?
1 down, 2 to go.
Excellent. I've been looking forward to it. I'm game for another round.
Not at the moment. I need to turn back. There's no getting past them that way. Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
Professor!
Hello. Is there something I can help you with? Rest easy, my large friend. I'll find you at the tower as soon as I can. Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search. I don't think you realize the trouble I went to retrieving the watch. Perhaps you can sell it for the girls' supplies.
Yes, Sebastian.
Considering the bones, I'll assume this is a tomb.
More of them.
Not just yet. Perhaps later. I'll come back when I'm feeling up to it. If your sister is unwell, she may not want visitors. You can always count on me for a fight when it comes to poachers.
What have you?
Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair on their own. And you should know that Rookwood is in league with Ranrock. Thank you for your help, Deke. I've met some interesting students in Hufflepuff. Hard-working lot, I gather.
Depulso.
Looks as if there's more than one way to enter.
Highwing! Go!
I do have some questions about Ranrock and the helmet. Perhaps moving piles of bones towards the centre will help. Professor, may I have a moment of your time? He must be around here somewhere. When did you last see him? I suspect there will be more to this than reading a book. Good idea. Those cabbages are nothing to be trifled with. You said this would repair the chasm between the two of you. How did you not expect him to react this way? A sense of adventure? I like to think that I'm not afraid of anything. I was trying to beat him at his own game. Something to consider. Thank you for your help, Mr. Babcock. I can only hope this magic protects me until I'm able to make my way out of here. Spiders do tend to appear in ruins. Here, I have enough to spare. Stay away from the ruins, though. Why do you suppose the poachers took Biscuit? Trouble's brewing, and I'm without my friends. It's my first time here.
Kagawa seems strict. I wouldn't want to get into trouble.
Sebastian, a journal entry. We should look for more. Ominous.
The journal mentions many challenges ahead. It does follow the light. I imagine a piece of that enormous venomous tentacular would be enough for Duncan to prove his bravery. Toujours pure. I have, Professor. Go! Where precisely is the table we're looking for? Here are some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used. That looks like a different room through the archway. Professor? Very well. I shall agree to your contract, with one small addendum. This is the Dirical Den. But Miss Moffat said Gwynaira only appears at night. Let's hope you stay dead this time. I found the pages and the map chamber. Why would I need the book? But of course, I have to believe that only a Hufflepuff would have had the tenacity to get this far. Petrificus Totalis! It looks familiar. Perhaps your young friend is more well-travelled than you might think. I need to wake up that rune over there. The vaults seem to go on forever. One less thing for Officer Singer to worry about. It was certainly good practice. Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade? Oh, stay back! Oh. I will, Professor. This'll take some getting used to. An entry from Bardolph's journal. He overheard whispers. A plan, something to do with him. I'd like to ask you about changing the room's ambiance. I shall remember that, Professor. Thank you. Surely you'll be trying to complete the challenge as well. I beg your pardon? Roast beef? Rotten roast beef? I am, Professor. The beasts around here can sleep a bit easier now. A ladder. Perhaps they won't be able to find me if I go up there. Were you able to tell Sebastian about Rookwood cursing Anne? I know what this is. A page for my field guide. We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later. There's nowhere to hide now, Ranrock. Poor Anne and Sebastian. Goodness. Who lived here, I wonder? Quite an experience, but you see, Anne knew Richard Jackdaw before he died, so I had to find his ghost. I've actually met Scrope, but I'm not sure he'll tell me. He's rather devoted to the Black family. I did, and I followed them into the forest, but I'm afraid there was nothing to see. He didn't want you to identify him. No one's been here for ages. There's something here by the altar. Evanesco. You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor. Can you tell me where I might find Grimbled Weft? I understand, Professor. I'll be sure to keep my guard up. Then I shall go and rescue a Jobberknoll. This journal entry sounds worrisome. We need to tell him. He's the reason we found the book, and he deserves to know what you've learned. Past the ruins. I'm on the right track. But, sir, why was your wife searching for evidence of lost magic? I never thought I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself. All right, where would I find one? I've seen Thestrals before, but where would I find a pair of them nearby? Wait, I don't want you getting into trouble for me. Revelio could be useful here. One more thing, Penny. Come now, Leander, there's no need for that. Actually, why not? I can beat your record. There will be hardship, I'm sure of it, but I see triumph in the end. Surely he can't be that terrible. Can he? Imperio! Rookwood Castle. I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him? I managed to rescue a puffskein, the quaffle. A crooked tree, just as the map said. The crumbling tower shouldn't be far from here. Wonderful. I can only imagine what we might find in there. I've seen that goblin before. Hello, sir. Might you have some time to talk? Flipendo! Are all of the trials like this one? I'm glad to have been of help. Hello, Arthur. Thought you might like to know that my map led to a doorway hidden within a portrait. Care to try me? All right. I suppose I can go with you. I hope it's worth it. I'm not worried, Mr. Weeks. I'll see if I can find Imelda. Nice to meet you, Samantha. Is Dittany used in Wiggenweld potion? It wasn't as easy to come by as I had expected. I'd like to be paid for my troubles. Are you having butterbeer? For breakfast? I plan to keep the repository as it is. There must be something here that I need. I know it sounds strange, but goodness, not a party to attend by myself. Arresto momentum. Thank you, Professor. I have some good news, Mr. Haggerty. I unmasked your thief. Yes, sir. Bombarda. Why would Katrin come back to rob the hamlet if she'd already left? Sebastian acted rashly, but he acted out of instinct to save Anne. That's true. And I'm still not sure what it all means. Where can I find this statue? Professor Fig does know a great deal about, different forms of magic. What does your mother think about all of this? Addie, what's going on? Why are we all the way out here? Hello, Sophronia. That was quite the quiz you gave me. What are you up to now? That's how you do it. I hope we haven't kept you waiting long, Doran. A ladder. That's what I need. I received your owl. I was able to speak with Lodgok, the goblin I mentioned before. Sounds versatile. Why did I need the toast to get in here? What do you have for sale? You're not a bad chap. For a Slytherin. Petrificus totalis. She did indeed. Interesting way to hide some treasure. He's faltering! Very well. I'll retrieve the relic if you promise to share Ranrock's plans with me. Can't say no to that. What did you have in mind? She mentioned dark magic and the Ashwinders. Has her imagination got the best of her? Once again, this archway allows me to step between completely different rooms. What do you mean you'd had enough and the worst was over? You seem to think I might have heard of the Bath Pinch Smedleys. Why would I know of your family? Let's get you back to the room. Deke's going to be pleased. I should be going now. Thank you. I need to align these statues with their reflections. Good. Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair. And the fact that they're working with Ranrock, well, it worked! Ominous, you possess a rare ability indeed. Seems an awfully violent response to a child wandering by. What were they trying to hide? What is the reason for these additional assignments, Professor? Hello, Amit. It's nice to meet you. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. Mimblus Mimbletonia. Professor, I'd like to play a game of Summoner's Court. Even so, you'll want to prepare yourself. The place needs something of a clean-up. I don't have any of that. Perhaps you could try in Hogsmeade, or one of the hamlets. Poachers. I need to be careful. Amit, you'll need to stay close to me. I've dealt with worse enemies than these. Thank you, Professor. I have no more questions. Headless activities? And one for you, Professor Weasley. And this must be the last piece of Herodiana's ensemble. It is remarkable. Looks like that's all of them. This is the way forward. Finally free. Now, where are you, Neve? Hello. Can you point me in the direction of the rubbish? And then we're abandoned. Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land. Tempting as a bonfire sounds, I think I'll spare you that fate. Galangantua. 2 sources of power! Oh, yes. A friend of Professor Fig's. What seems to be the problem? Evanesco. I think I should have a rest. Try again later. There is. I've seen symbols like these before. I need to find all of them, then cast at them quickly in succession. Thank you, Professor. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. I recognize you from the Pensives. You're Professor Rackham. Oh, no. Not this close to the school, Amit. I'll keep an eye out for more demiguise statues and see if I can bring you more moons. Oh, and as you've probably guessed by now, your Polyjuice plan worked like a charm. Don't say that, Samantha. You're a fine player. And you're not who I thought you to be. Based upon your diary, you seem terribly judgmental. You must have some experience battling evil forces in the world. No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me. I suppose a picnic in the Forbidden Forest could seem romantic to some. Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container. The basilisk. The key. Here it is. You'll not outfox me, Jackdaw. My very own room of requirement. I'm sorry to say that I haven't found any more of those statues. Another shopkeeper. St. Mungo's. I think you should explain, Penny. Perhaps a bit. Depulso. How horrible. Poor Ominous, he was only a child. He shouldn't blame himself. In the second, they were talking to a student who started as a 5th year, like I did. She could see traces of magic too. That platform is just out of reach. You needn't threaten me. I'm not going to say anything about your undercroft. There they are, up ahead. It is a book after all. I'm glad you told me. Brilliant. Count me in. Thank you, Professor. Getting them was more work than I expected. I'd like to be paid for my time. There's nothing like a meal prepared by a house elf. The gargoyle. That's where I need to speak the password. There she is again. It was dreadful, certainly, but quite an experience nonetheless. Glacius! An entire camp of Rookwood's thieves. I might need assistance. I'm afraid I can't say. I didn't read the journals. How can there be more? Arrynshire won't be safe until they're all cleared out. Don't like the look of this. How nice. Nothing I haven't seen before. What do you have for sale? I'll be back here soon enough. Aha! Got it. From everything I've seen, you're doing precisely that. Is there something I can help you with? I'm sorry about your aunt. Don't you want to find out what happened to her? What happened to Asuka? Did she burn her broom as well? I received a flurry of messages from Professor Black's house elf Scrope. A small favour in exchange for getting those pages. I found another page for my field guide. I'm the same age that you and Isadora Morganach were when you started at Hogwarts. I can certainly look out for him. Why do you need me to report to you on this broom flight? I regret to say that Bardolph had been turned into an Inferius, and I had to kill him. The white one! It's her! Ready? Why was Marmaduke's tomb cursed? Sebastian, it's been a while. Are you all right? Descendo!
Alohomora.
Yes, of course. Good to see you again. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it. And I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain.
There's something about that tree.
Leave her alone.
Very well. Are you able to tell me anything about the next trial?
Greetings, Mr. Ollivander. I visited the Owlry as you suggested.
Suppose I should look for that secret hall Sophronia told me about. It does sound interesting. Please could you remind me the purpose of my tasks, Professor?
Rookwood?
I remember our meet mentioning something about gobbledygook.
Your faith in me is overwhelming. You're sorely mistaken if you think I'm going to fail.
You said you know gobbledygook, but how well? You may be reading into it. Talking to people isn't a crime. It's definitely intriguing. I'd like to help you solve this mystery.
We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory.
Common sense and basic magic.
Please, I was trying to defend him. He was clear that this was a secret place and I was to tell no one. He's a good friend.
Yes, Professor. Might be interesting to see where this leads.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
I have to find a way to stop that drill. I don't think so. If only Professor Fig could have seen that.
Pardon me, but couldn't you point me to the rubbish?
Why do you think you'll find a cure in the restricted section? Does the Hogwarts matron have nothing that can help Anne? How charming. They keep in touch with each other.
I wonder if any of my spells will help me through this.
Thank you.
I shall work on collecting items for the shop's inventory.
Professor, I saw an aura badge on your desk. May I ask about your time as an aura?
Professor, could you spare a moment?
I'll say. I nearly went deaf. I need to find Mr. Oakes's wand. Where could it be?
Seems that's off limits to me.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential? I should dismount here. Prepare. Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. Got it. Only 4 more to go. And you think this relic might be able to save Anne? I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him. I'll get us through here safely, our meet. You have my word. If you're right about this place, then we should make our way there. Never realized how tiring it can be to capture a Niffler. I have them right here.
Why is your mistress selling the shop? And you?
Finite. Now to see what lies beyond. This could be right up my street. Even we Hufflepuffs enjoy a good mystery. Perhaps I could test out my new upgrade on the way.
What was that? What kinds of things would I be able to sell in the shop?
How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist? That doorway looks like the only safe way forward.
What exactly were you training the troll to do?
This must be the place Minister Diggory mentioned. Helen lives around here somewhere. Bad luck. Harlow knows that we saved Archie, and that we rescued Mr. Rabe. The letter didn't come from Mrs. Bickle, did it?
Expelliarmus!
That's all the flying for now.
Avada Kedavra!
This can't be the witch's tomb. Likely I need to go further. Flipendo. It seems to have worked. Will all of my beasts produce magical materials? Oh, not at all, Professor. I find it intriguing and wanted to know more about your work. I'll see what I can do, but I'm fairly busy. I can't promise anything. We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. Thank you for keeping these pages safe all these years. Here's a welcome treat. Delicious. It has to fit. A diricawl. What's that?
They did, Professor.
I seem to be collecting bits of stone when I vanish these objects. Gareth?
I'd imagine most students have never seen a dragon. Have you?
Very well. I shall let Mr. Pippin know I delivered the potions as requested. So the repository is safe from Ranrock for now. Now, which way is the common room?
If it means another upgrade, the pleasure's all mine.
Ominous, there's something I need to tell you. It's to do with Victor Rookwood.
Yes.
It's not your fault, Natty. There's nothing you could have done to prevent it. Shall we go? Mr. Rabe? Daisy told me you'd been abducted. There's Sebastian. Yes. Don't count me out yet.
Hello, Nellie. You seem excited about something.
Protego. This looks like trouble.
Cassandra Mason sold me her shop and then tried to drive me mad in a haunted dungeon.
Oh, I had no idea it was hers. Madam Thistlewood, I met your great-uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you. Well, Thank you, Amit. You hear a voice. I'd best move while I can. Neve must be here somewhere. Any whisperings of anything going about the town? I should see this through and find the Slytherin house chest. Is it all right for students to wander into the kitchens?
I said I'm taking responsibility, Sebastian. Do you want the relic or not?
I was impressed that you were able to answer Professor Sharp's question about the Wiggenweld potion. Professor, may we speak again?
I'd like to know more about Anne. What more can you tell me about the next course?
I don't have the book with me, sir. Hello? How are you? Mr. Haggerty, can you remind me what we spoke about?
I'm excited to hear more.
Impressive workmanship aside, it's the only way forward. Serona has been a good friend to me as well. In fact, I retrieved a box of letters from Mrs. Sprottle for her.
Fig is an interesting wizard, to be sure. I imagine he could tell some stories.
Accio!
You said Mr. Lawley was your ex-business partner. What were you working on?
Ruins. What mysteries lie beyond your walls, I wonder?
Don't know why Gryffindors get credit for bravery. We Slytherins are teeming with it.
It's no wonder Anne never found that clue. Mr. Abe's wand could be in there. What I do know is that my ability allows me to travel through these windows, I see.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Finite.
Some of the professors may not agree with your approach.
If I happen to see it, I'll have a look. Anne may just need some time. Surely one day she'll be able to forgive you.
Imperio!
Hitting those marks readjusts the archways. Perhaps there's a way forward from the other side of this one.
You said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished.
Where do you think he went?
You know, small, furry, pilfering. I followed it to its lair.
Nice to meet you. I'm all right at the moment. On the contrary, you've been most helpful. Goodbye. First, let me thank you for what you did in the library.
Imperio. It was the only way to get out of here without a fight.
Perhaps Accio would help.
The Pyrenees. Sir, surely I've proven myself. In light of what's happened, perhaps you should tell me everything now.
How did you end up at Hogwarts after working for your former master? This is the right area. I wonder where the flying page is.
Got her. Now I need to let Miss Moffat know.
Oh no. Deke was right. We need to save you from these barbarians. I hope Professor Fitzgerald has confirmed what she needed to. I have to complete the next trial as soon as I can. I couldn't help it over here. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some Horklumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters. That sounds a rather complicated way to simply avoid carrying your books.
Why did Henrietta feel the need to protect her house like she did? Worried about you. Are you all right? I'd better watch my step here.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it. I imagine the desk of description will come in handy. Ha! Don't like that very much, do you?
I'll do my best, Professor. Thank you for the advice. I see. And what do I need to do? But Hogsmeade was just attacked, Professor.
Oh, hello, Ominous. I was just heading to our common room. May I ask what happened?
I realize that, but it's the right thing to do. He killed his uncle. Blockade. Brookwood's poachers are already here. Is that Ice? He was wearing a woolen jumper. Hand-knitted.
Sir, could you remind me about the delivery you needed help with? Bit dramatic, isn't it? Vanquisher?
His wand. Hufflepuff would be a better fit for me.
Glacius!
I was hoping to look around for a moment, if you don't mind. Take it all in.
I don't want respect from the likes of you. All you do is insult people.
How are you doing, Sebastian?
Don't forget why I'm here, sir. May I ask what led you to accept a position at Hogwarts after your career as an Auror?
Accio ought to bring that platform closer. That could help bridge the gap. Don't mind me, Owls. I'm here to help a friend. Now, where are those statues?
To see traces of ancient magic.
Yes, sir, I do. Now, here's a sad-looking place. Doesn't look like anyone's been down here in ages. Best keep moving. This must be the castle that Sylvanus Selwyn and his thieves are in. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned. This doesn't seem to be the right way.
Penny, I found an item of clothing in the dungeon that I'd like to give you.
Hello. Ranrock is working with Rookwood.
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Bardolph's woolen jumper. I'm not sure Madame Beaumont would want to know what really happened to him. I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine. I know the forest is forbidden, but surely it can't be that dangerous.
Not at the moment. Why did you leave your position as an Auror to come to Hogwarts?
This is the spot on the map. I'd best have my wits about me.
May I ask where you put him?
I'm sorry we can both see Thestrals. Can't wait to explore a bit more myself. Seems the Highlands go on forever. Brilliant. The first piece of the puzzle. Hello, Natty. How are you? Perhaps the book Professor Weasley wants me to get is upstairs. This must be the way out.
Professor Weasley?
What was she sending you?
Another troll. Where are the other professors? I have everything. I see what you meant about not being able to pick a favourite shop.
There is another matter, Scrope. I confiscated this filthy diary from a student. It smells of squid and seawater.
This isn't what it looks like. I can explain. Hello, Grace. What are you doing here?
What exactly was the family heirloom that the thief stole? Conjuring. I should be going now. Thank you. How did Herodiana Byrne become famous by casting Depulso? Perhaps Professor Fig's friend would have survived if we'd had your help.
That's it.
Why are you fixated on Gwenira and not rescuing all the Diracles?
Oh, Merlin's beard. What's that smell?
What was it like growing up in a family of poachers?
Reparo.
He truly is rather foul, isn't he? I can't believe any of what just happened. Where can I find the resources I need?
You're quite an obnoxious chap, aren't you? There's no need to get your pantaloons in a twist. Ugh.
Hello, Nellie. Actually, I've found all of the keys and opened my house chest. Mallow Sweet.
You mean I'll actually be able to turn invisible? It was, but I don't think either of us could have predicted where I'd end up.
This must be where Bardolph was last seen before he disappeared.
Hello, Madam Mason? I understand you have a shop to sell.
I'm sorry to hear that. I don't think Mr. Pemberton meant to use his own stationery. He knows something about those demiguise moons. We need to be careful. As I'm sure you know, not all goblins are as friendly as Lodgok, to say the least. Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it. We'll be expelled. I've enough to worry about collecting the ingredients he wants me to get. I'm afraid I can't help you.
You've protected yourself again. Not for long.
I thought that Merlin and the tales about King Arthur's court were mere myth. Sebastian, over here.
Brilliant flying, if I do say so myself.
Footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. Ah, found them. That house chest will be open in no time. Preparo, a friendly goblin. He wants no part in Ranrock's fight. A rock formation. That's the first landmark on this map. Now, to find the crooked tree. Thank you for being willing to help me, Amit. I feel awful for Alexandra. But the hamlet needed to be saved from that troll. I'll need to get those dried billywig stings for Gareth if he's to finish his latest concoction.
What exactly are the rumours about my journey to Hogwarts?
Let's just learn what we can and get out. Hello again, Imelda. This course is a bit far from the castle, isn't it? I see no reason to involve Ominous.
Thank you, Lucan.
I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame. I do. I also see why you refer to this room as the map chamber. Sebastian simply wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other fifth years. He didn't think you'd mind. I've seen a wall like this before. It must be the way back. This place stinks of Ranrock and his cronies. Just tell me where I need to go. I'm back from the cave, Deke. What am I to do with the artifacts, Professor Rackham? Strong competition. Could that have been a compliment, Imelda?
Sounds like a good idea.
That would be wonderful. That's odd. Why would someone store one hat in here?
It is. I haven't left the castle since I arrived.
This way. A little. It's positively enormous. Ah, the bells must be upstairs. Depulso. I'm not sure what you mean, but I'm quite all right as I am. Incendio. Professor Weasley sent me to collect some recipes. I'm new at Hogwarts. What do you suppose we should be looking for? Pardon me, Miss Coffee. Do you have a moment? I'm feeling better, sir. If you'd like to look around a bit. Time? For what? Abandoned long ago, no doubt. I'm sorry, Mr. Haggerty. I wish I could say that I had. It's more than mere coincidence that we encountered Ranrock's loyalists here. The room around me has changed again. Garneth, remind me again about your mooncalf biscuit. We need to see what they're doing. I say we take them head on. Let's bury some enemies. Biscuit is clearly not safe with you, and I know how to protect her. I fear you're right, Professor. There's nothing we can do but keep searching. A time trial at the Quidditch pitch. Sounds intriguing. Happy to be here. It is good to leave the classroom now and then. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming. I completed your assignment, Professor. I'm ready to learn Bombarda now. You know him better than I do. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more. You're right. This seems far riskier than Sebastian realizes. What came over Lodgok? Coming here alone.
Our interests will never be aligned.
Still looking for that Thunderbrew. I wonder what happened to them. I found a pensive that day in the restricted section with a memory that showed this house. There was a little girl and a drought. I'm not going anywhere with you. Professor Weasley seems quite knowledgeable, so I'm not surprised to hear that she'd do that sort of thing. Hazel. Well, my feet didn't turn into beets. That's a good start. Congratulations on your many years of success, to you and your father.
Oh, they seem innocent, but their tongues can be most disturbing.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note that might help me to identify it should I come across it? Shouldn't a host entertain his guest? There's Ollivanders. I hope he can help me craft the Keeper's Wand. I'm sorry the other students weren't more friendly. Understandable.
but why don't you check on her yourself? We have some spectators. These trials must be popular. You seem quite interested in merpeople.
I'll need to get across this gap somehow. A rune symbol. I've seen similar symbols used by the keepers. It was harrowing, and they dug in their heels, but I managed. How do I get back up there?
What do you mean to blame? I know a Merlin trial when I see one. To a cave under the lake. And that's where I found Richard Jackdaw's ghost. What do you need delivered?
How can we help?
Really? Well, thank you, I think. Reducto.
The stunning spell. Why me?
Here comes my friend Amit. Probably best to continue our conversation later. We're getting closer, Professor. That way.
So much for my efforts at concealment.
Vera Citicerum.
I ought to see how the moth reacts to Lumos.
You only have Ranrock to blame.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set? Why are you so fascinated with stars?
Perhaps I need to open the sarcophagi. You seem undeterred. Will you let me know what you find out?
I should look into the statue Madame Twiddle mentioned.
I'd like the room to feel natural and earthy, as though I'm outdoors.
I need to time this just right.
Madame Luong? I have a delivery from J. Pippin's Potions. Who knew all of this was going on right beneath our feet?
Professor, do you have a moment? When I pass through the archway, I enter another room entirely. A new room. Professor, do you have time to chat? I'm glad to see you're doing so well.
Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
I might as well grab the Niffler. I'm here now.
It seems this may help us both. I shall do it.
Thank you for saying so, Professor. I'm ready for what's next. Perhaps I can find a way to reveal the path. Any other pertinent details about those owls?
That is a bit unnerving. I suppose even if it might lead to answers about what happened to your aunt, it does pose a risk. A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about.
The passage ends here. There must be a way through. Got it.
No, wait. That's the last one. And she's angry.
Perhaps the map contains clues about the order I'm supposed to ring the bells in.
I'll need to destroy every last spider in that cellar if this is to end. Pleasure to meet you, Cressida.
Very well, sir. I'm on my way.
Neither do I, but he made a charming first impression. They're adorable. Why would you be afraid of a puffskein? I don't want to learn the curse, but I can handle the pain. It's fine. Cast it on me.
What a relief. What could this be? I should let Mr. Weeks know that this was his best upgrade yet.
That's it.
We don't want to worry you. The portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage. How old must those ruins be?
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
Hello again. Can you help me?
I don't suppose you've heard anything from your parents, have you?
Yes, Professor.
Actually, I think I have enough information. Thank you. I'd say that was acceptable. Didn't she stop that dragon skull from crushing you?
I suspect Mr. Weeks will be glad to hear how I fared. I'm fairly certain she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming. I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
I think this might be where I dive to reach the merpeople. Thank you, Mr. Hill. That's very generous of you. Some evidence worth hanging on to. Did you know that I would be here?
I know a den of beasts when I smell one.
My spells are having no effect on the dragon.
Is this Mr. Bickle's home?
Perhaps another time. It's clear from her journal that Isadora Morganach was here. I know Ominous. Met him in our common room. I've noticed he uses his wand to navigate the castle. Faster!
You're welcome. Happy to be of assistance. That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I certainly hope that's a good thing. What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens.
Thank you, Professor Bakar. I shall see you back in the map chamber. What do you have for sale? I'd like to be able to talk to snakes. This looks like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it? This is goblin metal. Seems out of place in a poacher camp. I should tell Poppy about it. Huh. Another pensive. That must be the pedestal.
Do you have any idea why the goblins are attacking Feldcroft?
A smaller pot.
No one at school's going to believe this.
Revelio.
You weren't much of a challenge.
It looks as if a way out has appeared in one of the rooms. I'd like to ask you a bit about Maranweem, if you don't mind. Professor, what inspired your interest in magical beasts? A demiguise?
Shame you're so foul.
Have you ever spoken directly to a goblin?
Alohomora.
It's a tad hot.
I need to steal its magic. Professor, you received my owl. Ranrock has the last of Bragbor's journals. He killed Loggog to get it. He knows where the last repository is. Ugh. That smells awful. Only 4 more, thank goodness.
This must be where the Pinch Smedley family astrolabe is.
Hello, Mr. Barnes. I have that venomous tentacula. I think the reason Isadora hasn't appeared is because she can't.
You want me to follow the butterflies? I need to move the blocks into place to jump this gap.
The statues are a form of bullying. You'll know better than him.
Perhaps it's time you both moved on. Not too bad, if you know what you're doing.
If I'm honest, I'd say he had it coming.
How fortunate. A house elf named Scrope sent me. Said I might find a black family ring here. I don't think I can get to that note. I'll have to bring it to me. Isadora knew she had a remarkable power to help people. I intend to use my ability to finish her work. Build upon it. It's my fault. I was wrong. I thought he'd stop. Must be something around here I can climb on. You didn't report her. Tell them what she'd done. I'm sorry to tell you this, Deke, but Tobbs is gone. It seems he was unable to avoid the spiders in the end. No risk those loyalists will report back to Ranrock now. Let's see where Jackdaw has led me. Sorry, never mind. Yes, just a few more minutes. This'll be a welcome change. Thank you, Professor Weasley.
Not at all. Finky sends her regards, along with the rotten roast beef. Why would the goblins target Feldcroft? Now that I've considered it further, I'd rather not purchase the shop at this time.
Professor, I was wondering where you're from. What's your background? I should be going now. Thank you.
Chin up, Leander. Keep practicing and you'll get better.
Good. No more execs.
I'm not sure this is something a student should be doing on your behalf.
Perhaps that helm will yield some answers.
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
This book contains potion recipes. Believe it or not, it's a room below Hogwarts. That's the end of them. Now, I can focus on finding Rococo. If I could power it somehow. It looks like it could be rotated. This could be the Acromantula cave Mr. Adley mentioned. I agree, Natty. We'll get him. I've never seen someone so committed to a cause. I know. That sounds straightforward enough.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
I'm suggesting we negotiate. You're a researcher.
I did, but it wasn't easy. I shall need to be compensated.
Hopefully not much longer.
Seems someone's jealous of my skills on a broom.
Protego. It's my first time in Hogsmeade, actually.
I think I could break through this.
Oh, that's not Grimbled-Weft. The same words Anne heard before she was cursed. Children should be seen and not heard.
You didn't see anything? Speak with anyone? And you declined?
Oh, well, thank you. You seemed unfazed by Rookwood and Harlow the other day. They don't scare you.
Do you get your competitiveness from your family?
Mr. Thistlewood, what was it you needed my help with? Crates of cabbages?
Imperio! That's a powerful enchantment.
Never thought I'd feel so comforted to see this place. Mr. Filbert, would you mind repeating what Harlow did to you? I want to understand correctly. They want something that Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts. This place is teeming with Ranrock's loyalists. I have to keep my wits about me.
Can't the curse be broken?
Keep your wits about you, Amit. I'll get you through this mine. Perhaps I should try casting Lumos near that moth.
At least now we know we're not alone in here.
How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist? Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match. I may have more luck higher up in the keep. What do you have for sale? I'm grateful I was able to help you, Mr. Oakes. Adelaide thinks the world of you. Are you all right? Thank you, Professor Weasley. Alohomora. Surely this changes things. Ranrock has Bragball's journals and knows where the final repository is. How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do. Missed one! It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class. Perhaps a spell would help open this door. I know just where to put you, in my field guide. If I could summon that platform to me, I could likely get on it. Why is it off limits?
You can't stop me!
There must be another moth nearby.
Hello? Can I help you?
Professor Garlick, a moment of your time? This place has seen better days. I need to keep going forward somehow.
Oh no. The room's starting to flood. Professor Fig!
What are you trying to say? That the missing pages are in a cave? Near Upper Hogsfield? The Amazon rainforest. Sounds like Feldcroft's in trouble. Perhaps I should try to help. Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone. Glad to hear it. I hope Adelaide's Uncle Roland is all right. She seems very worried.
Concerning your troll.
Surely the poachers can be brought to justice by someone. The ministry, perhaps. I can shoot the symbol, but it doesn't stay lit for long. Revelio.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
Actually, now isn't the best time after all. I did, but with his consent, Sebastian. It may seem an irrelevant difference, but it is a difference. Was that a golden snitch? Here's a page that's come out of my field guide. Samantha will be glad to hear that the crest has been returned. I certainly hope it reverses the curse. Incendio ought to make quick work of these webs. Pardon me, sir, But about those curious demiguise statues I've seen.
Excuse me, madam. I thought I heard you say something.
Descendo, now the reflection is turning towards me.
He did. We were talking about Hogwarts founders and he mentioned it. Wouldn't say much more, though.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you. I'd better light these boilers if I want to go any further. I bet if I knock that down, it will open the way forward. Down below.
Yes, I am. I've always wanted to own a shop. Fair bit of bad luck there, I'd say.
Another page for my field guide. Brilliant. Good, Niesel. Are you sure Katrin is the culprit? It could be anyone.
I'm glad everything worked out as it did, and that you're the herbology professor now.
I am only joking. I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame. Haven't you any friends at school?
That sounds a very good idea. Where exactly are these snidgets allegedly hidden?
Lodgok, what should we do about the helmet thieves?
Madam Beaumont,
I do have some news of your brother.
Why do you need Mr. Lawley's venomous tentacula in particular?
Imperio!
The shop seems to be in an ideal location. Why has no one purchased it yet?
You are a fierce one. Any notable places I should look at while I'm here? This must be locked from the other side.
Why are you using Jackdaw's head for this game? Nothing like an angry troll to bring friends together.
I don't think I can do this now. Best to come back.
Why are there so many spiders in Arranshire all of a sudden? Lodgok and Ranrock were brothers. Lodgok was bringing the journal to me.
That must be the Haggerty family heirloom. What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot?
You've been very helpful. Thank you. I should follow the treasure to find that Niffler. We do. Listen to me. Lodgok has insights into Ranrock that we don't. You need the relic.
Is that what you were trying to do just there?
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you? This must be Arranshire. I'd best keep an eye out for spiders.
Well, I'd better go and rescue it then, hadn't I?
What do you think? Is there anything more you can tell me about Harlow? I wonder if Ranrock and his crew are in there. I should be going now. Thank you. More gold. I must be getting closer.
I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odours. Professor Howin will never believe this.
Not the best place for an unaccompanied student.
Yes, I had to destroy a number of large vases, and that seemed to activate some sort of charm on the statue.
The pillar's awakening.
I should be going now. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir.
Glad I could be of help, and I look forward to visiting your shop the next time I'm in Arranshire.
The crap horn is somehow the key to opening the room.
Officer Singer, I have some information you might be interested in.
Down to the water's edge. This had better not be a trick. A flying key!
Hello, Mr. Pippin. You need help with the delivery?
Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realise.
I don't mean to be grim, but could Harlow have taken him? Still up for that broom contest?
I would like the room to feel as if it's being lit by the moon.
Descendo!
How did you come to live here in Cambridge? Impressive.
But we also need to think about Anne. She's lost her health, now she's lost her uncle. Do you really want to take her brother away from her too? I'm afraid I'm not keen on mucking about at the bottom of lakes.
Ah, here we are. And look, treasure! I don't have time for a quiz at the moment.
Actually, Professor Fig told me about Wiggenweld potion.
Let's go.
I told him we ought to give you this chance, that the relic is too important to ignore.
Arresto momentum.
Enough, Ranrock. It was never yours. I suppose there's nothing to be done but obliterate these pumpkins. Seems simple enough.
Don't worry, Sebastian. I shall speak with Ominous. This is not the right direction.
Actually, Sebastian brought me there. But he made it perfectly clear to keep quiet about it.
You're my Summoner's Court opponent, Professor Ronan. Could be some of Ranrock's loyalists in there. Best be careful.
Unless what?
Depulso! What did that burst of magic do? Perhaps I should examine things from both sides of the archway.
May I ask you about Mr. Bickle's friends? It's not a complete guide without you. I can try and find some for you if I have the time.
Really? Like what? Settle yourself. I mean you no harm.
Thank you, Professor Fig. I appreciate you working with me before term begins.
The Founder's relics.
Sounds a bit dangerous. I'd rather not risk running into poachers again. Let's just say I'm a quick learner. Am I right that you speak gobbledygook?
Seems to be some sort of map. A jackdaw. Just as Mr. Ollivander said. Seen better days, I fear.
You did. I would have done the same, if I knew how.
I'm glad to hear it.
Before you go, would I still be able to find the pages with the map Helen mentioned?
Just when I was getting my bearings. Very well. Just before I came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony.
Madam Kugawa, about what happened in class.
Not just yet. I'm still looking around. I'm flattered to hear that. Sebastian's not a bad duelist either. I need to reposition that pillar to climb out of here. Perhaps the archway is the answer.
Finite! Stupefy!
Hexax. I need to find and destroy all of these before the situation gets even worse. Ha! I knew there was a connection.
Keeping things from Gran, are we?
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now. I'll never get used to these floors.
Not at all, sir.
What can you tell me about your shop? That platform ought to be able to float straight to me.
I actually found them all and opened the chest.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry about your father.
Expulso.
Perhaps it was your dealings with Fwoopers that led to the precarious idea of stocking diricals. I need to find a way up that ledge. Now, here's a new challenge.
I've conjured everything I can. What's next, Professor?
That wasn't too hard. I see. Natty told me that you and she moved here from Uganda, where she had attended Wagadu. I didn't, I promise. What does the Cruciatus curse do? I need to find a way into the gatehouse to open the gate for Natty. We're not alone.
Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw?
Poppy, where are you taking me?
Close, but not close enough.
We couldn't be happier to see you, Professor Sharp. I suppose so. It's all a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Professor!
Imelda certainly is strong competition. At least someone feels lucky. Some references Sebastian mentioned in the book do worry me. I think there should only be a few more vases. I presume I'm looking for traces of ancient magic. But where? Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig asked that I not speak of it yet. I'm a student at Hogwarts, sir, and this is Professor Fig, undermining the headmaster and getting something in return. Continue. It's well disguised. Amit, could I ask you something? Here we go, the last house token. Time to see what's inside. Sibling rivalry. Sounds as if it might run in the family. Poor Sebastian. Not the visit he'd hoped for.
Thank you, Natty.
We made it.
Reparo. Not so powerful now, are you, Ranrock?
Professor, that wall. That's the way forward. Not at all. I enjoy talking to Mr. Ollivander. I'm fascinated by one law, and I'd never visited the owlery. Bit of a mess. That's it for the poachers. Now, to find Biscuit, not Doran. That's for certain. Wait till Sebastian hears about this. An Ashwinder. But now we have the upper hand. We can prepare. Professor, what did you mean when you said your education wasn't traditional? Professor, what can you tell me about your work at the Ministry? What is it? Certain things appear only when I'm on one side of an archway. I need to get that platform closer. But how?
Why would I want to decipher an old map?
That was quite something. Aristo momentum. I'm sorry to say I haven't found any more.
Evidently, Peeves stole them, and Jackdaw stole them from him.
I can see a way out on one side, but when I pass through the archway, it's blocked by a wall.
I'm game.
Hello. Mr. Weeks, is it?
In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
Samantha,
About Summoner's Court.
has Renrock's lot ever attacked you like this before?
That's all for now. Don't go too far.
I wonder what this does. Webbed feet.
I can't let him leave.
I'm not sure where to start. I've decided to open the repository. Its power cannot lie dormant for centuries more. The statues Mr. Ollivander mentioned must be upstairs amongst the owls. It's you.
Will you keep running these courses?
Very well. Lord of the Shore, show yourself.
I'll get you the Fwooper feather, as long as you're certain Sharp won't miss it.
Seems quite a challenge, finding an Occamy in the mountains.
That sounds intriguing.
I'll see what I can do. What can I use to make my way through here? I rescued a Jobberknoll.
We make a good team! Ancient magic!
There was little time to react, but it was an unforgivable curse. That unicorn has an exceptionally bright coat. It must be Hazel. I don't know much about Merlin, if I'm honest, but your wife's work sounds intriguing. I don't see any goblins in these webs. What are we meant to be doing?
You can't stop me, dragon!
I understand. Leave it to me, Deke. I'll find Hobbs for you. Where did you say I should go to harvest the hawk clumps and find the box of letters? What's your step?
Come on, then.
No, actually, I wanted to speak with you. It's about Ranrock. I know there's a mechanism to open this door. I'll return with the cabbages as soon as I can. After what Ranrock did to that goblin banker at Gringotts, I shouldn't be surprised at what happened to Orn.
Good news, Mr. Weeks. With your upgrade, I was able to set a new record at the Irondale course. Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Indeed. More ashwinders.
Hurry!
Perhaps I can only move objects while I'm on the other side of the archway.
But Professor,
I'll keep an eye out for Rococo.
I'll do whatever I can. That sounds brilliant, actually. I'm glad I could help protect Cragcroft from the Ashwinders.
That book Professor Weasley asked me to find should be around here somewhere.
I can imagine that would be rather frustrating.
Let's go. A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here. She also mentioned that poachers have been active in the area, so perhaps the beasts will be safer with us than out there on their own. I don't think so. How brave. I'm glad you escaped. Then I'm glad we helped to foster some healthy diplomatic relations. With all due respect, sir, hope could keep Anne's spirits up. This box should help me reach the ledge.
Needed a little rest from classes. Can't stay in the castle all the time. Now to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
Professor, what can you tell me about your work at the Ministry? If I retrieve the relic, how do I know you'll tell me the truth about what Ranrock says? Apologies, Professor. Perhaps later. Of course, Officer.
I'm afraid I don't find puzzles that engaging.
You sent crates of cabbages to battle Ranrock's loyalists. Professor, may I ask you something?
Perhaps.
I hope to hear from Lodgok soon. I haven't heard anything since I learned of the drills. I will say that it tended to drift a bit to the left on certain turns. Heard a slight swoosh when I dipped. That crate of Chinese chomping cabbages is somewhere in this camp. What exactly happened to your father? Perhaps I need to get them all to stand at once.
No, not the memories, the portrait.
If it truly is fate, seems there's not much you can do about it. Ominous is right. Meddling in the dark arts is dangerous. And this is my mentor, Professor Fig. This is where Saccharissa said to go. Now, where are those booba-tubers? This is no place for flying. Expulso.
Of course. I hope this helps you prove yourself.
Perhaps another time, Professor. That's very kind of you, Emmett. Are you sure you won't need it? How many more of these mannequins are there?
Does your gran know that we found the snidgets?
Another puzzle. Well, if Jackdaw could solve this, so can I. If only 2 bells are left, isn't it fairly easy to tell which goes where?
This is where Mary bred the spiders. They're not here now.
That wasn't planned. No, darker. I saw that same glow on the dragon's collar. Professor, how did you come to teach divination?
Precisely. You mentioned being clever enough not to get caught in the restricted section.
Seems whoever enchanted those brooms was more concerned with cleanliness than with cooking. Ashwinders. I'd better find a way around them. Or perhaps through them. Trust me, Leander. I was imagining it the entire time.
I'm conserving my energy.
I'd like the room to be warm and comfortable. As if I'm floating inside a mug of butterbeer. What do you have for sale? I must be getting closer to Jackdaw's remains. And those pages. There must be some sort of clue on the painting itself. Looks rather dark in there. Never stopped me before.
Beats for feet! How hilarious! I mean, how terrible! Horrible! Truly.
Thank you, Professor. But looking after plants isn't all that thrilling to me. I managed to catch them off guard.
I'll see you again soon enough, I'm sure.
1 up, 1 to go.
I'm not sure this is a worthwhile endeavour. Do the mer people even want to be liaised with?
A phoenix nest? I wonder if it belongs to the phoenix Natty mentioned, the one Harlow and the Poacher pack are after. The bridge Jackdaw mentioned. I must be going the right way.
Just exploring the countryside a bit.
You can have her back, for the right price. That's the last of them. For now. Before the witch from the last pensive, Isadora, became a Hogwarts professor, she argued with Professor Rackham about using magic to remove pain. These look familiar.
I take it you're not afraid of heights? Yes, our carriage was attacked by a dragon.
I wonder where these pipes go. Pardon me, sir. Never good to be caught with no Wiggenweld potion. I'm sorry you experienced something like that at so young an age.
Wait here. I'll run ahead.
Hello?
Mr. Oakes?
I need to deliver Chinese chomping cabbages to Bernard Indiaye here in Feldcroft.
I'm afraid I'm all out of invisibility potion. I suggest finding somewhere safe and being especially careful.
I need to wait. I'm all right at the moment. Perhaps later.
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
Something is getting in the way of that platform. Off to the races, then.
Professor Fig?
Treasure. That Niffler's certainly leaving quite a trail. It sounds like a dangerous spell. I wonder if Adelaide's uncle could be down there.
There's a victory that came none too soon. Eldritch Diggory's portrait in the common room told me about his great niece, Helen.
Into my field guide with you.
I'll be having nightmares for the rest of my life after that.
I couldn't stand there and watch them harm the poor thing. She was, and she pulled emotions, as she did from her father, from Professor Fitzgerald, without permission. I wonder. Impressive. I'd like to meet her one day. I should let Grace know that I found her family astrolabe. Please, go on. The man we saw before, Percival Rackham, was a professor here. Yes, Professor. I know where this goes. The house chest. Mind yourself while I'm gone.
But certainly I remember. It's still stronger together, no?
Where was Sebastian when you and Anne found him? Hello, Duncan. I have the proof you wanted.
There's the cabinet. How do I get this key in there? Very well. Aristo momentum. I did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive. That said, what's happening? Where do you suppose your wife got the portkey that brought us here? Apologies, Professor, perhaps later. Of course. I must remember to examine these archways from both sides. It was a bit trickier than the others, but I have a mooncalf now. That solves that. Where am I to find these friends of his?
The keepers believe that removing someone's ability to feel pain, it's a highly complicated, unpredictable form of magic. One that should be wielded with great care, if at all.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office? She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here.
Stupefy.
I'm sorry. How exactly has he been cursed?
The bells are back up, Evangeline.
What could be taking the other professors so long to get here? I'll send word to Fig to meet me in the map chamber. He and the keepers need to know Ranrock has that journal and knows where the final repository is.
Wasn't hoping for that. Not to worry.
I attended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor. I do, Professor. That symbol has the same glow as the one I saw in the portkey container. I do. I should be going now. Thank you.
Are you all right?
I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds horrible. Hello? Oh no, this must be Mary. Poor woman. Crucio, correct? The Cruciatus curse, also known as the torture curse, inflicts excruciating pain on the victim. That was nothing. I'm just getting started. That came out nicely. I should show Deke. Are you holding your breath again? What should I do now?
Bombarda!
You've intrigued me. Very well, lead the way. What else is in Mr. Lawley's cellar? I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick? I practice as much as I can. I play by intuition. Natural skill and all that. Very well. I'll see what I can do. Hello. Nice to meet you. Those traces of magic are somehow protecting the dragon. I should use incendio to burn these vines away.
Ah!
Oh, of course. And you're right. Shall I head directly to the shop then? I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Very nice.
Someone who knows Ranrock personally. They asked me not to mention their name to anyone. Who says wishes don't come true? Excuse me, Mrs. Sprottle. Any news on Bardolph Beaumont's disappearance? Understood. I shall keep an eye out. How does anyone other than a house elf manage to get around in here? He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in. Let's take a closer look.
Whoa! I love magic.
I should ask Sirona at the Three Broomsticks about the goblin she was talking to the day of the troll attack. I suppose I know what happened to Mary Portman now. She was breeding the spiders. Have you heard any rumours about goings-on in Bainborough?
I suppose there's not much left you can teach me now.
There they are. The Ashwinders. I'll know it when I see it. Lodgok did mention that Ranrock is searching for something, but he couldn't say what. The moths match the shapes I saw on the door.
Protego!
Took him long enough.
Not at all. I'm choosing to see it all as one big adventure. I must unseal that door mechanism to escape.
Isadora must have honed her skill with ancient magic here.
I'll have to take your word for it, but that does sound disastrous.
I don't think learning the Imperious Curse is a good idea. Mr. Oakes's trade journal. Perhaps I could help put the bells back up. What I need specifically is a place where I can catch up on my schoolwork without distraction.
I would. I'd like a chance to improve my record.
What book were you reading? Are you all right? We're looking for Mr. Bickle.
I've never even met him. Perhaps he mistook me for another student.
Once Rookwood allied with Ranrock, Isadora's estate became of interest to them both. All right, could I use a spell to move some of these barrels? He's in Hogsmeade, apparently. Perhaps I shall pay him a visit. Thank you for the warning. Why don't you just get Rococo back yourself? How am I being protected? What sort of magic is this?
I need to break its connection to those traces of magic.
What do you have for sale? Wasn't it difficult to leave your home?
What will I learn in charms class? This is starting to hurt. Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it? I suppose so. I'm not sure I'd say that, but I did study with him a little before we arrived. This is exactly the type of magic I've been hoping to learn. What more can you tell me about this place, Professor Rackham? I've only met Highwing before. Poppy introduced us.
Mr. Abe's wand must be nearby if he can sense it from his cell.
Deke, what am I meant to be doing again? And there's no sign of Sebastian.
Interesting. But not Grimbled Weft. What's going on here?
What ended up happening to Herodiana Byrne? Mr. Barnes, about that venomous tentacula you wanted me to get. Incendio! How is that? Let's go! Not dead from that spider attack yet. There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest.
Is it ambition? I may seem single-minded, but it is important to go after what you want from life.
I should be going now. Thank you. And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam. Now to get out of this blasted place. If Mary was breeding these things in her cellar, that means there are more underground. Where am I? Professor Fitzgerald, can you hear me? I've seen this before. In Gringotts and the restricted section. I know that's a lot to absorb. I barely follow myself, and I was there. Anyway, we ended up in an ancient vault where we found a map. That map leads to the restricted section.
I don't think I'm ready for this just yet.
Nearly Headless Nick asked me to get some rotten roast beef from the kitchens.
Knowledge is the real magic.
Flipendo!
Sir, I was able to search the restricted section while you were with Professor Black.
How awful. I can see why you're upset. He definitely needs some help. I am. And I need to know what he and his loyalists are up to, so I can stay a step ahead. Mr. Weeks, I was able to set a record on my broom. Well, look at that. Thanks goes to the former headmistress, Eupraxia Mole. Then I must go now and craft this wand. Perhaps Mr. Ollivander will help me.
What sort of stand?
Defendo! Sounds as though you took Kagawa's class.
Helen Thistlewood, wasn't it? I can see why Feldcroft needs help.
You certainly are a magnificent beast. For better or for worse, we're in. Lumos.
Perhaps I need to be on the same side of the arch as the statue to see him.
That's why they always seem to be one step ahead. I know what I'm doing. You need to trust me, or I don't see that we can continue together. Yes, Professor. Well, here it is. The Hall of Herodiana. Better go inside and find those puzzles.
Here you are.
Bowman right. I suppose if that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you at the forest. It is true, but we handled it very well.
Yes. I can use Accio on that platform below. I should let Deke know about the newborn Thestral.
There's the Hogwarts Express! Must be returning from an unscheduled run. Well, that's not very hospitable. Actually, perhaps another time.
And what do you have for sale?
Were you able to find the letter?
Sylvana Selwyn. I thought Victor Rookwood headed up the Ashwinders. The waterfall. For a thief, Jackdaw's surprisingly as good as his word.
The International Confederation of Wizards.
Well, that didn't work. Perhaps something with a bit more force.
I'm glad that Professor Weasley arranged for this visit to Hogsmeade.
Match wits. Just to sign a contract.
I have a knack for this sort of thing, if I do say so myself. If I can meet your terms, I hope that you'll sell to me.
Hello, Lodgok. Serona said I might find you here.
You mentioned you overheard things. Revelio.
We wouldn't have it any other way, Archie. Now, let's get you home. We know a safe way back.
I heard the Ashwinders were causing trouble around here. Wingardium Leviosa! Away!
This looks like the entrance indicated on the map.
The cellar gate looks to be locked. I'll need a key to enter.
How many statues are there to find?
Password.
There we go.
Thank you, Gareth. So am I. Are you related to Professor Weasley? Hello again, Mr. Ndai. Confringo!
That glow again, but on the floor.
I'd like the room to feel mysterious and eerie. As if I'm in the Forbidden Forest, surrounded by shadows.
We were around so many poachers in the tent. Were you not worried about being recognized?
No need to race now, my friend. Sounds quite the array of brooms. I'll have a look around, thank you. How do you know it's safe? I don't want my feet to turn into beets as well. Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them. Thank you, Sebastian. I'll meet you later. I'll let you know if I see or hear anything about him.
Orders? Directly from Ranrock.
What precisely are Boobatubers?
This must be the last artifact. I still have no idea what these are meant for.
I wonder what came of Arthur's search. I found your heirloom, and I'll give it to you. For a price.
The Richard Jackdaw.
So, Mr. Ollivander was right. He wants his family wand back, surrounded by grandeur. Back to Hogwarts. Wonder if they've missed me. Beatrix Bloxham. I think it's to do with my ability to see traces of ancient magic. An archaic puzzle. Sounds fascinating. Not an entanglement we need right now. Hello, Adelaide. I received your owl. How interesting. I'm amazed I've never heard of her. I need to look for a unicorn with a beautifully bright coat. Sounds as if she's in trouble. How do you know about the book? And the pages? I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back. I'm sorry this happened to you. I shall certainly keep an eye out for your carts. I heard a goblin refer to wizard kind as wand carriers. Are goblins forbidden from carrying wands? There it is. The bridge. It's almost complete. Thank you, Mr. Prakash. Best of luck to you and your father. Precisely. That's how he's been one step ahead of us. Gringotts, the Tower, Rookwood Castle. Forgive me, I was sure you must have been raised in the countryside. Professor, do you have a moment? But I don't know how to do what Isadora did. A journal entry. Isadora was here. Pardon me, sir. And the crumbling tower. The spot on the map should be directly south of here. Sounds as if Sylvanas Selwyn has to go. Yes. What is it? A little turbulent and is wanting for a bit of speed, but it fared well enough. Where do you suggest I search first? I'd be glad to help you, Mr. Moon. I still have the key. The Antipodean Opale. What makes you say that? Surely she'll be pleased you've gone after the Snidges. What will happen if we're caught in the restricted section? What's this? What is it? Something smells sweet. Must be close to Honeydukes. I need to find something for Professor Fig. But it's in the restricted section of the library. I can't do that, Ahmed. You might need it. I would like the room to feel as if it's being lit by the moon. Would you mind telling me a little about Cambridge? I'd like the room to be warm and comfortable. As if I'm floating inside a mug of butterbeer. I should hope that the enchantments protecting the castle would protect against an incursion from below. You did agree, and it did save your friendship with Sebastian. She was difficult to track down, but I managed in the end. What is this place? This must be it. Hello. She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. Why didn't you exonerate her? Nice to meet you as well, Professor. Yeah. Yes, please. I'm ready to leave if you are. I'm sure I'll be seeing you around, either in our common room or when you scale your next tower. Time to go a little quicker! So this is the underground harbour. Pelts. Poor beasts. These rocks have seen better days. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. Apologies, Professor. I have nothing to ask. Ferdinand Pratt thinks you should be. Says you stole his frame. The hidden door. Are there any other beasts nearby? Ha! You're not going to make this easy, are you? A sense of loyalty? I believe myself to be a true friend. I know I value that trait in others. And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section? Depulso! Likely this astronomy table will be best used when it's dark. Where are we? Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something. You went too far, Sebastian. Any interesting chatter going around the town? I was happy to help. I agree, Natty. We'll get them. I've never seen someone so committed to a cause. These lanterns must belong somewhere. Perhaps I should cast Accio to get that frame out of the way first. I suppose I'm not allowed up there. Now, to find out what happened here. Treasure hunting suits me. That's all of the crates of Chinese chomping cabbages. I'd better go and see Mr. Thistlewood's friend in Feldcroft. I'm missing something. I suspect the summoning charm is the answer. I plan to keep it a secret for now, but in time, when I'm ready, I plan to tell those I trust everything and accept their help. Hengist of Woodcroft. I'm not sure this is the right way. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? Getting through the cavern can't have been the only challenge. Perhaps we should search for runes. The beasts are safer now. Lucky they didn't do more damage. That will be all. Thank you for your time. I see. Can I regain resources by vanishing something I've already conjured? Is someone down there? Just before we came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. Do cooperate, won't you? Not that I recall. What are they? Quincy Hogg. Who could wish to see anything more incredible? Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you. Perhaps I should go the other way. Bradbour. Very well. I'd like to meet Sir Patrick myself and see this headless hunt. We're both fine, and I can keep her safe, I promise. But I wonder if you can help me with the costs of caring for her. I don't suppose you have any idea where your stolen frame was taken. Can you see anything from it? Here's a welcome surprise. Not the best idea to fly around here. There's the fountain. I'm getting closer. Perhaps something here belongs in the portrait frame. How should I collect magical materials? I should be going now. Thank you. I shall go and find a mooncalf then. I want to learn the curse. but I won't cast it on you. You need to cast it on me.
All right, I have the egg. Of course, Professor. Apologies, Professor. Perhaps another time. Liquid luck. That's illegal, isn't it? I see good things. After all, the future's mine for the taking, and I shall take what I must. Just one more gobstone. I'm sorry. What do I need to do? I take it this means you had some luck at the library. After pulling the block out through the archway, I can place it where it can be climbed on while on the other side of the archway.
I'll explain on the way, come on.
Have you ever had a pet, Arthur? A staircase leading here. Whatever for? Could this actually be where the Snidgets are hidden?
That's very kind of you, Mr. Hill, but I can't accept robes that I didn't pay for.
Hello, Miss Ryan. I wanted to thank you again for your help with Rookwood and Harlow the day of the troll attack. How on earth did you discover that booba tuber pus clears one's skin? How does cross one's work exactly?
But you can see them.
Yes, sir, I'm fine. Now then, which one of you is Biscuit? I'm certain that I belong in Slytherin House. And according to the house elf that came with the shop, she's done this sort of thing before. Repeatedly.
Surely you're joking. You can't possibly be afraid of a puffskein.
Sylvana Selwyn. You could have got us killed.
Ugh. There's a disgusting smell. Oh, I must be getting close.
I find it truly intriguing, even if I don't fully understand it. Wonder if I'm safe to explore in there. Time to change course. Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this. Sebastian told me to see you about a club. That ghost said I should blast away to my heart's content. Looks as if there are pipes leading to it. Not quite. Magical plants have so much to offer. I'm eager to learn more. The pepper-up potion. What do you have for sale?
I'm sure he'll be happy to go home. These dry vines are one spark away from becoming kindling.
The reservoir of ancient magic. Downstairs, near the entry.
Could you remind me how the Daedalian keys work again?
Professor Sharp, could I ask you about my extra assignments?
Sir, where are we going?
Galloping. Your father was also an animagus, I take it? Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
I don't see a way to open the door.
The door is looking at us.
Why would someone have built this here?
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time? I'm looking forward to exploring Hogwarts and the world beyond the castle and grounds. In theory, what are they protecting?
What's going on? Flipendo!
I confess that I'm surprised to hear Professor Weasley would ever do that sort of thing.
Of course, Charlotte.
How many vaults are there in Gringotts? I'll need to dismount if I keep going that way. I can be sneaky. Let's go. I'm ready. Just because those cabbages will chomp on a dummy doesn't mean they do the same on, say, a goblin. Are you all right, Anne? I didn't mean to intrude.
You needn't threaten me. I'm not going to say anything about your undercroft.
What do you mean you do important work for the headmaster? I think so. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it. And I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. Those loyalists deserved what they got.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
A quiz sounds like fun. A map. I wonder where it leads.
That was quite something. I shouldn't worry about it. It's only a niffler. Faster!
Professor Fig has encouraged me to explore when I can, in an effort to complete my field guide. Milo? No, I'm not. Sir Nicholas said you might know the location of some pages I'm looking for. Without Revelio, we'll have no hope of finding him. Time itself. I never would have imagined such a thing. That sounds terrible. But I'm not sure how I can help. Professor Weasley said I should ask you about changing the room's ambiance.
I think we're going to be a bit distracted from runes for a moment.
Where did you learn the Imperious Curse?
You've one less follower, Ranrock. Tell Rookwood to find me himself.
Professor, why must I complete these tasks? Thank you, sir. I will look out for them. I'm interested in the goblin rebellions of the past.
Absolutely. Don't count me out yet.
I'm glad to be here, ready for classes to start.
Do you and the other house elves conjure the food served in the Great Hall?
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that. I was wondering, what inspired your interest in magical beasts?
Petrificus Totalis. You distract, I get the key. Understood.
I think I can manage from here. Thank you.
It's done, Alexandra. I took care of him. Let's get out of here then, shall we?
I'm so sorry, Mr. Dunn.
She was an innocent victim.
Indeed. I only hope we'll have enough space for all of them. Another pensive. And Ranrock knows about the keepers. Seems a pleasant enough little place. Not at all. I need to speak to Richard Jackdaw.
Sir Patrick said his head might be around here somewhere. I don't know if we should be rushing into this. I realize it's a lot to take in. I'm not even sure I understand it all yet. And no, not like Quidditch. Hello, Gareth. I have those dried billywig stings.
This looks even more complex.
Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair on their own. And the fact that they're working with Ranrock, well, that's nice to hear. I've had my share of adventure. I hope my reputation's warranted. If that's the only way I can convince you to give me that book, then let's get it over with. Actually, I think she'll be safer with me. Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through. If I may, Professor, I'm also happy that you're here at Hogwarts now. Are you all right? Ulick Gamp. It is a little strange we haven't heard anything from them. Petrificus Totalis. I'm going to have to use Accio to get to those books. Perhaps another time.
A furnace? Could be promising.
Nothing to do now but keep going. If I have time, I can try to collect the heirloom watch, Mr. Adley. In that case, all right. Here's the heirloom watch. It seems as if that might come in handy.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Accio. This journal entry. It mentions getting lost and being unwelcome. How did you injure your ear? Come on, Hazel.
Hello. I'm here to help. I can take you somewhere safe.
Do you know who is behind the demiguise statues? Might be a bit dangerous for a broom trial. I'll see what I can do. It doesn't work like that. To access each of these memories, I have to complete a trial. It's not as easy as you think. Down to earth again.
Avada Kedavra.
Actually, I might come back later.
A flying page must be around here somewhere.
Why would I do this? Seems all risk and no reward. Mrs. Sprottle told me a little more about your brother, Bardolph. Please, sir, I would like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
An encampment. This must be it.
Has she? That's nice to hear. I think that's enough practice for now.
I should try lighting that furnace. It must be connected to the boiler door.
I honestly don't know, Professor. That's what I'm saying. I would take all responsibility. This could save your friendship.
Unsanctioned?
I don't know. School rules are in place for a reason. Nothing gets past you. I need to pull this platform closer. Nothing like a broom to feel free. But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers? I'm ready if you are.
Is there any way to reposition this archway? Perhaps I'm to hit the mark on the far wall. That sort of thing has repositioned the archways in the past.
Professor, could you spare a moment?
But what is it? A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time.
Sebastian told me a little of what happened when you were young. Sounds as if you had no choice. What went on here, I wonder? Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
Imperio. It would have been nice to have some plants on hand, but I have nothing.
And the bad news? Spiders don't bother me at all. You'd be impressed by how many I've dispatched lately. Thank you, Professor.
So many books.
Do you have any suggestions on how to get your gobstones down from their hiding spots? I wouldn't do that to you, Cressida. Only trying to teach you to be a little more careful.
Look at the size of this mine. Lodgok, where are you? I was thinking about needing a place away from prying eyes. Brilliant.
Perhaps your uncle was right about you. You don't know when to stop. Slayer?
These coins must have come from Miss Coffey's Niffler.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience. I did, but something was missing. I'm not sure here is the best place to discuss it. Apologies, Professor. Perhaps another time. You said you divined a series of events before our paths crossed. What were they? Any whispers going about the town?
That's where I need to go. But I need to find a way past them.
Professor Weasley was a curse breaker for the Ministry. Impressive, especially with how little information he gave us. Gobstones. Sounds like a fun challenge. Can you tell me more about yourself? Time for you all to clear out. You really ought not have said that. Thank you. I need to find those pages. To help a friend. I'm glad you're here to help me. I'm not lucky. I'm simply better than you. Hello again, Mr. Moon. I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
The cave must be somewhere in this maze. I wonder what else is in here.
What do you have for sale?
A door.
Evangeline Orpington. Could you remind me of the reason for these extra assignments, Professor? Very well. Let me know when and I'll meet you. That's quite generous. Thank you. This was his old telescope. Looks practically brand new. I can't go up there. I shall wait to hear from you then. Depulso! I'll admit I wasn't expecting him to be so angry.
I see. This is supposed to spin. But how?
Miss Moffat, could you remind me what you needed me to do again, please? The what keys? I actually have to be off, but it was nice talking to you. I understand. I'll see what I can learn about the missing pages while you're gone.
Perhaps it's under the platform.
Couldn't you have someone buy the dried billywig stings? I also know the promise, Professor. With all I have learned, I can avoid making the same mistakes as Adora did. I can learn to wield this magic for good. Well then, let's get to it. Hello, Mr. Ndai. Eddie Thistlewood sent me. Perhaps another time.
This looks intriguing. I won't, Professor. Thank you.
I don't suppose you'd listen to reason. This is for Professor Fig!
Hello again, Mr. Thistlewood. Hello again, Adelaide. Any word of your uncle? I need those pages, so I suppose I'd better meet you. Thank you.
You wanted to speak with me? Even with your help, I'm not certain it would be worth it. Shopkeeping has never really appealed to me.
Well, it appears I'm out of time. Thank you, Professor. Best get back to Miss Coffee. More crystallized stone. That must be the way back to the map chamber. I don't know, Gareth. I don't want to get on Sharp's bad side.
Now to see if Herodiana Byrne was as good as Sophronia said she was.
No, I don't think so. Not right now. Incendio should be enough to light these flames. Look at this place. Did the mer people really leave Nerida an artifact? Stupefy.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Words can be cruel.
Yes, I'm ready now. Everything all right? I don't know. But I found this, floating above that basin. Aha! Found you. Ominous and I agreed. Surely there's a difference between casting Imperio on someone without their knowledge and casting it with permission. A journal entry of Isadora's. I should hold on to this. The witch's final resting place. Lodgok said the helmet was in her sarcophagus. I hope I look this good when I'm 900 years old. I have a few questions about the demiguise statues. It's locked. You can see Thestrals too.
We're still on for the trial, aren't we?
There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. I need to reposition the pillar whilst on one side of the archway, so that I can climb it on the other side of the archway. Not everyone does.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
Are you certain you don't want to come the rest of the way?
Bombarda! Professor! This statue...
Expelliarmus. Natty must be around here somewhere. Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you. I should be going now. Thank you. And have broken open some sort of container.
Oh? Any you'd like to share with the class?
Hello. Nice to meet you. Perhaps. It depends upon your terms. In my experience, skeletons are never a good sign. What do you have for sale? Professor Rookwood, the goblins and dark wizards who've overrun your castle are digging for stores of magic. The snake bird. Yes, Natty. You should have worked it out on your own.
Spend a lot of time in detention, do you?
How could a few pages of a book help her solve an old case?
Troll!
I should be going now. Thank you.
I did find it. However, I've taken a liking to it, so I'm going to keep it.
Fluxweed, I'm truly sorry about your friend, Deke. Not at the moment, I'm afraid.
Can't we talk about this?
Miss Willardsea, could you remind me what it is that you needed? What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret? Have I not proven myself, Professor? I need to get to that repository before Ranrock does. Accio. What do you mean? Sir Agravain. Hello. Were you calling me? You're not lost anymore, little page?
Oh, thank you very much.
Must we? Seems a lot of trouble to go to for a creature we've already rescued.
You wanted to see me, sir? Evanesco.
If Natty couldn't summon Mr. Abe's wand from her cell, it must be blocked by something. Oh, that's where they're leading me. That glow again. I enjoyed that.
Why would you steal Mr. Ollivander's family wand?
I know that's a lot to take in. Why hide a triptych here? An old coin. Perhaps Nellie knows what it means. I'd best keep looking. It wasn't one of Ranrock's loyalists who cursed Anne. It was Victor Rookwood. It was Rookwood all along. What a nice idea, Anne. I wish you luck with it. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Pippin. I'm sorry to hear that. But how do you benefit if I find the pages? Hello again, Mr. Cromwell. Another ancient magic passageway to the Undercroft. The final piece to the triptych must be here. Apologies, Professor. Perhaps another time. I'm sorry to say that Jackdaw sold it long ago. What do I need to do, Deke? That has to be the end up ahead. The key will help me get back in here. I'll put you back where you belong, in my field guide. Poppy, you're only one person. You can't save them all.
Pleased to meet you, Grace.
Exactly. Hello, Zenobia. What did you need help with?
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
Glacius. Best be ready for whatever I may find down there. Hello, Mr. Moon. I see. It rides well. Does get a tad shaky at top speed, and the handle wobbles a bit when I hit a strong gust of wind. Hello, Madame Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps. Not my best. A dead Ashwinder. Your compatriots must have made off with the helmet. Lodgok won't like this.
Are we weakening him at all?
I suppose it is rather late, isn't it? OWLs. Owls. Where to next? It actually was a spot of trouble. You never mentioned I might encounter a troll.
I think you should pay me more. Seems simple enough. I'll do it. Any idea where I might find the crates?
Moths are attracted to light.
Are you related to Nora Treadwell?
I think so. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it, and I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain.
That was for Highwing. Could you remind me what I'm to do with the Thestrals, Deke? Goblins got you yet? Or did you find some Maxima potion?
I hope Natty stays out of trouble.
Professor Binns, I found the statue of Sir Afpuddle. Your mother's right. Magical beasts are more trouble than they're worth. I suppose being an aura is dreadfully dangerous. I'm sorry.
Are you a keen Wizard Chess fan? You knew that boy was going to lose the match.
Petrificus Totalis!
Miss Moffat, I caught Gwynaira. Birds aren't afraid of heights. Perhaps I should look a bit higher.
The Grim, if you saw one, is an omen. Omens don't attack you, so I doubt an invisibility potion will do you much good. I'd rather not deal with difficult people, but for a reward, I think I can manage. I know you're feeling it now, Ranrock. The room is called the Map Chamber, by the way, and a portrait of Percival Rackham awaits us there.
You told me the librarian would be gone by now.
That's awful. But no matter the circumstance, he should never have cast it. He should have known better. Professor Hecat would be proud!
Why did your uncle want to keep you from Hogwarts this year?
The course looks rather deserted. I hope everything's all right.
If I can just get to him, I should be able to disband the group.
I am sorry about your friend, but you'll be relieved to know that I cleared out the spiders. It's safe to return now. He did teach me a few things before term, but that's all I can tell you. I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne. Just a few more minutes, if that's all right. These runes must have something to do with opening this door. Oh, empty. Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Don't think I have.
Perhaps your young friend is not as well travelled as you think.
This mine must have been abandoned by goblins ages ago.
That's it. I should tell Madame Twiddle about what happened.
Now, where would I find the dried billywig stings for Gareth?
Bombarda! It just looks like a helmet to me. Speaking of the vault, do you think that Ranrock is working with any of the goblins at Gringotts? Blast it! There's got to be another way to get up to the roof. Somewhere. Oh, I actually don't have time for this right now. Perhaps another day.
I imagine the bells are just inside the bell tower. That didn't sound particularly reassuring.
How gracious of you. Here's some beef. But it's not rotten. I'd best keep looking. He wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other fifth years. He didn't think you'd mind. That's why Rookwood was there the night Anne was cursed. He was working with Ranrock. When he saw Anne, well, he didn't want anyone to know that. But how can you be forbidden from telling me what's going on? I purchased the shop. That must have been frustrating for you. Glacius. Must we? Seems a lot of trouble to go to for a creature we've already rescued. Serona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill. That's all I wanted to learn for now. Thank you. I see you, little flying key. All right. I can see traces of ancient magic.
Seems these journal entries are from Isadora's travels.
What sort of things do you sell?
Ranrock's loyalists are hiding out near Feldcroft. They must have the other crate of Chinese chumping cabbages.
I hadn't realized that you and Professor Black were, students here together. He was certainly a charmer.
Everything is safer now because of us. Because of you.
Avada Kedavra!
Let's take a look around, Amit. See if we can find any plans.
Wait, is that the hippogriff from my treasure map?
I need to find a safe way across.
Where did you say the box of letters was again?
Where in Merlin's name am I?
Highwing is nice company, but perhaps it's time to add a few more friends to your circle. I think that's everything. Serona will be glad to have this back. I've never felt such power. How do I use the altering spell? Seems I'm ill-prepared. We are, and we were glad to help. You were going to help me. I'm glad to hear it. She deserves peace. What a horrible tale, Deke. I'm so sorry. My field guide's going to be glad to see this. Don't suppose you have any idea what could be waiting for me inside the tomb? Alohomora. Someone died here. Yes, Ravenclaw is correct. What was it you needed me to do, Scrope?
This is a bit more complicated. Oh well, look what we have here.
Confringo! Well said. Now where do we go from here?
What did that burst of magic change on both sides of the archway? Something must be different.
I've seen that goblin before.
There's no telling what lies in wait for me in there.
Speaking of secrets, I do want to tell you why Victor Rookwood's after me. He's working with Ranrock. Listen, Professor. So much happened while you were away.
That chest looks interesting.
Incendio!
Is that your owl?
I will, sir.
I'll see you back in the map chamber. This castle's hiding all sorts of secrets.
This is going well.
Shall we head back? I'm ready if you are. Another note. I'm sorry to tell you that Victor Rookwood, evidently your descendant, is a dark wizard in league with Ranrock. Surely that's the last of those. Tell me more about this treasured ring. Perhaps later, from a distance. And that's why you teach the way you do. What uses do magical materials have? It looks as though Adelaide's instincts were spot on. Adelaide mentioned her uncle's camp may be near Brockborough, past the river. Seems the Devil's Snare was protecting a chest of some kind. Have you and Professor Fig not discussed my training?
How long are you going to keep up this charade?
But she warned us to stay out of it. Was rather adamant about it. I don't know. I did see another memory. This time it was a keeper named Neve Fitzgerald. I suppose that's off limits. Adelaide Oaks, isn't it? I received your owl.
About what we discussed, Nerida.
Sebastian, I'm afraid Anne may never be able to forgive you. But at least now you have a chance to change your path. Why can I see the weapon, but not the statue that's wielding it?
And so I went to the owlery, like he said, and there were all these statues.
That sounds awful.
I have to say, I enjoyed that.
I should be going now. Thank you. Yes, but I'll be expecting payment first. There wasn't much you could have done. He was beyond training. Tried to kill me the entire time.
Stupefy!
Whoever built you didn't account for weather. Serona said our interests may be aligned. Perhaps she was wrong.
Incendio!
Glad to hear it. Look out! Another troll! This one's worse than the last two. They don't scare me. I want to see whatever it is you need to show me. It is. His name is Lodgok. We could use your help with something. This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here? This must be the Diracall den that Miss Moffat told me about. Now, where is Gwynaira?
Hello again, Imelda. Is your challenge still on the table? Well, it was nice meeting you, Gareth. And thank you for the insights on your aunt.
Why does Mrs. Spruttle keep a supply of Wiggenwield potion on hand?
I don't know. I've been listening to them for a while now, and I'm starting to lose my mind.
Nice to see you again, Mrs. Spruttle. Actually, Serona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you. I hope the Ashwinders haven't done anything with Rococo. Can I remove an item I've conjured? Hello. Nice to see you again.
Where are we meeting, Sebastian?
That's incredible. You know this area well. I thought I sensed a pattern here. Did that really just happen? I've collected some magical materials, Deke. You must promise to keep this between us. Thank you, Professor.
Penny, you're free. You can do anything you've ever wanted to. More like you underestimated me. That was your mistake.
May as well have a look around before I collect the pages. How do I remove the demiguise statues?
Glad I have you here.
Sebastian, look, that did the trick. I have you now, Ranrock.
Hello? Are you here for Summoner's Court?
This isn't going well. Here it is. The map that brought your doom, Jackdaw. Is there something beyond this room?
More than one. I could take care of Selwyn for you.
What potions do I have? Should think they felt that in London. Professor Sharp's class. Yes. Madame Beaumont? I believe I have some news of your brother. I'm very sorry to hear about your friend.
Oh, yes. She mentioned it to me. It contains some of her late husband's belongings.
I need to get the reflections to follow the light.
Don't tell me he's still going on about... What was it? Scriptorium? I was able to harvest some horklumps for you, and I found Serona's box of letters. All right, I shall go and find Madame Mason.
Well, it's all a bit convoluted.
I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Just one left.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of Adelaide's. She was worried about your business with Ranrock's loyalists. I'll help you find the letter, Natty. Down I go. No other way. That's what the leader of the herd called him. Pardon? Were you calling to me?
Your friend, Mr. Ollivander, sent me an owl asking for help finding an heirloom wand that was stolen from him.
Half finished. But I need to destroy all of the exacts.
Sebastian, I must say, I enjoy a good challenge. Ah, success!
Penny, please stop holding your breath. Tell me what's going on. I'd like to know more about you, Mr. Adley. I'm so sorry. That sounds like a trying situation. How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist. The blast does heat things up. I see how you lost your eyebrows.
Very well. Aspiration.
Hello, Mr. Spruttle. I have good news. Oh, hello. Ominous, isn't it? I believe we have potions together. And herbology? Was this statue pointing the other way before? You mentioned someone named Priya.
Oh, it would be wonderful to have a place to sell things and someone to help me.
How can I raise the box? I have the Niffler. Now to look for the Haggerty family heirloom. I can't be sure, of course, but I don't think so. I didn't see any traces of it around your sister.
I am quite capable of owning a shop, I can assure you. I should think you'd be happy to have a buyer. Hello, Penny.
It was nice to meet you, Samantha. Good luck with your Deepening.
Evanesco. If it weren't for me, I suspect those poachers would have flayed her alive.
Biscuit is fine.
As am I. I was able to rescue her without much incident.
Do you mind sharing more about your brooms?
I do, but not all goblins.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
Perhaps we could simply enjoy this victory for a moment. Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Indeed he was.
Made it! I know. Depulso should set this spinning.
Oh, this'll do nicely.
Perhaps I'll play later.
Now's not the best time. I'll see if I can come back later.
The rune's poor. Dead end. Must be another way in. She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion. Here's the Fupa feather you wanted.
This drill stands between us and him. We need to move it.
I'm sorry, Natty. I wish there was something I could do to help.
Oh, I'll take that, thank you.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this. Egbert the Egregious.
You mentioned that more and more customers are trying to stay out of sight. Why?
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
Expelliarmus ought to disarm you brutes.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Now that's more like it.
I'm afraid I can't tell you, Lenora. Are you concerned she might tell your mother?
Sebastian, the relic! Look!
And that's when you took over as the herbology professor.
I did, thank you. In fact, we're working together to try and rein in Ranrock.
It was an old schoolmate of yours, Piers Pemberton. Don't really see the value in organised dueling. Senseless fighting, in my opinion. A ladder. I'm not sure I want to know where this leads.
I apologise, I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm afraid I don't follow. Who spoiled things? Also, what bells?
Thank you, Penny. I think I'm going to need to talk to the authorities.
I got here as soon as I could. I should use Reparo on this broken armour.
Did that really happen, or are you simply being overdramatic?
I finished all of the tasks you gave me, Professor Hecat. That's the one.
You sound as if you could use some help.
Now that I have the venomous tentacula, I should return to Mr. Barnes. Can this be? I think I'm invisible. True. Perhaps this triptych will lead us to answers. That's new. Onwards, I suppose. What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people? It looks like a grab horn. I'm not entirely sure. But the keepers have said that it's a powerful magic that should only be wielded by a select few.
I'm getting used to things. What about you? Do you finally feel settled?
What a wonderful place. Looks like another pensive up ahead. And that appears to be a giant statue of Professor Rackham.
Hello again, Mr. Weeks. I set a new record at the South Course.
Perhaps Sir Afpuddle is upstairs. We saw you in the pensive, in Gringotts, with Professor Rackham. Yes, sir. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic. We've tried to justify his actions every step of the way, but this has gone too far. It has to stop. An untouched chest. Jackdaw wasn't very thorough in his search of this cave.
I'd like the room to feel natural and earthy, as though I'm outdoors.
If that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you there. Impressive labyrinth. I wonder what's at the centre.
I should see this through and find the Gryffindor house chest. Now, I'm only trying to help.
Imperio,
What do you need help retrieving?
Yes, what a horrible story. Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg? Mr. Adley, do you have a moment? Hello, Miss Willardsey. Are you saying that the missing pages are in a cave? Near Upper Hogsfield? It may be too late for that. I'm afraid Harlow's already after us. Thank you. I'll get back to collecting materials. There it is. Just as Jackdaw described. Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Your blood's on Ranrock's hands!
This must be what all the fuss was about. We don't have a choice. Your Gran would love it here. I've seen this before. In Gringotts and the restricted section.
I'm ready to give it another go.
I wonder if I can hit the rune with a spell. I could keep an eye out for the thief, sir. That wasn't so difficult after all. Now, to find that book. Following a Hogwarts treasure map. Count me in. This might be something to keep. Blatching. He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
I don't need extra work to become a better flyer.
What do you have for sale? Rookwood Castle. I don't have time for another quiz at the moment. What is Felix Felicis? A potion. Let's get into that castle.
Solomon threatened to go to the headmaster if he heard of Sebastian dealing with dark magic.
The armband that guard was wearing was glowing. I'm not sure I follow, Professor. Why was that? We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped. What's this all about? Your notes mentioned the book I found in the restricted section. I don't suppose you've thought about keeping it, have you? That's a good idea. We need to see this through. Lodgok said Professor Weasley's tasks are complete. I should attend Transfiguration. Let's find out. That's what Professor Rackham meant when he spoke of my needing an ability to interact with beasts. Madame Beaumont? Any news regarding your brother Bardolph? Are you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones? The best upgrade yet. It flew beautifully, incredibly nimble. I'm glad she's safe now. I'm sure she'll be happy to go home. I need to get that note down. There's something back there beyond the wall. How do I get back there? Hogsmeade, here I come. Here's hoping the residents aren't too ferocious. I must say, I wasn't prepared for him to be as angry as he was. This well looks familiar. Fixtures? Possibly. There's something I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier. Ranrock has been digging at locations tied to the 5 names he found in the journals of a goblin metalworker named Bragbor. I want to learn the curse, and I think it's best if I cast it on you. There ought to be something around here to help cross the gap. Excellent! I'm not sure. What's this all about? I am too. You were speaking to a goblin here that day.
Avada Kedavra!
That did it! Well done! You certainly know what you were doing. The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic. Professor Sharp was annoyed, but we sorted it out. No harm. It looks to be rather a mess. Why haven't other tenants been able to make a go of it there? I'm sorry that we both can see Thestrals, Deke. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand. If you learn more about that scriptorium, let me know. Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning? What can I expect to find in the book? What if I don't want to return you to the 3 broomsticks? Another page. How much did you hear? Better to get on one of those than try to jump across. Things appear and disappear depending upon which side of an archway I've accessed. Is it really that difficult to cast non-verbally? Were you worried I might not return? They're showing me the memories in a particular order. Hello, Penny. I had some questions about the shop. Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. But sir, how dangerous could the library be? Perhaps we're only after a book. Professor, might I have a moment? Brilliant! Yes, an unsuccessful shop would be bad for nearby businesses, I'd imagine. Are those dragons? Expelliarmus. I need to hurry things up. The runes have reset. Wait, did you say most professors are firm but fair? Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget? We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. Shame. Those splinters must be what's left of Ollivander's wand. At least I can take the pages. Of course. Dueling's an entertaining pastime. Yes. Was it due to a particular interest in potions? Could you please remind me what you needed help with? Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing. Or just raring for a fight. This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. Apologies, Professor. Perhaps later. Not my fault you're a deadly great spider. Mr. Moon, I've learned who's behind the Demiguise statues. I take it you're Alexandra's friend? Seems he's working with Ranrock. And Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. I don't like the looks of that encampment. Excuse me, Madam, I suspect that's where I come in.
It sounds dangerous, especially for something of mere sentimental value.
He could have been a bit clearer, or stayed a moment and answered our questions. After you, Professor. Give me your worst.
Yes, and then I had to find Richard Jackdaw's head in the pumpkin so that he'd tell me how he died.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Professor, where are you? It seems poor Mary was breeding spiders in her home for profit and vastly underestimated their propensity to multiply.
He's lucky I found him in time.
We'll soon see how I fare, won't we? I'm ready. Don't worry, Mrs. Rabe. I can take care of myself.
Incredible. These Merlin trials won't get the best of me. What makes you so sure the symbol is where the Snidgets are?
There you are. Welcome back.
Wingardium Leviosa.
We have seen that view before. The abandoned home in Felcroft, the destroyed painting. It was her.
Not at all. I was merely interested in learning more about the Aura program. I saw Professor Sharp's Aura badge and was intrigued. Deke, Professor? I wouldn't call it fun, really. Had you never been to the 3 broomsticks? Opening all of these is tempting.
I'm afraid I haven't yet, sir.
Where are we, Deke? And no one to share in my victory. Thank you, Professor. I look forward to stargazing. Hello, Adelaide. You've still not heard from your uncle. That seems to have done the trick. I understand. Very well. We'll find some way to get in. No statues here. I'd like to learn how to cast the killing curse.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Can't we just bypass Officer Singer and go directly to the Ministry? May I ask what attracted you to astronomy? I need to light all 3 before they time out on me.
Could have done better.
I'm so sorry. I understand you've tried everyone from Nurse Blaney to St. Mungo's to no avail.
Brilliant!
Professor, could you remind me of the purpose of the assignments you set for me?
You're a liaison to the Mer people.
Did you know Mary Portman, the spider breeder? I was curious to know more about your background. I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's all right. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that. Why would someone risk their life for spider venom? Perhaps another time. A Lethervold. I need to find a way to open that gate. Sebastian is never going to give up trying to cure Anne. If you try and stop him now, he'll never forgive you. You're right. The world's not safe at the moment. It's best to take precautions. Here. Use it wisely. How did your brother Bardolph end up in St. Mungo's?
Can you tell me again about the puzzle that you found?
Your poaching days are over! It was nice meeting you, Lenora. Elfrida Clegg. Let's let bygones be bygones, shall we? You played a good game. Ashwinders.
Revelio.
Let's hurry.
I thought the rotten roast beef was for you.
I was surprised that you seemed friendly with a goblin. What is it, Professor? Bombarda. I suspect he'll keep running if he's being followed. I understand. You needn't tell me if you don't want to. Of course, Mr. Ollivander. Sounds most up my street. We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word. What is it? But what about curfew? Ranrock has fooled you all. To your demise. A moth. That frame was decorated with moths. I wonder if this one belongs there. Noctua references painful and arduous challenges, but also rewards. There you go. Thank you, Professor. The room is full of possibilities.
I'm inclined to agree with them. Trolls are dangerous creatures.
The Richard Jackdaw. I heard you disappeared years ago. You have some explaining to do.
I would have paid to see that.
Your timing couldn't be better, Professor Hecat. We're making good progress. We can't quit now. I've run out of plants. Curses.
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Are you the reason students have been seeing hippogriffs flying above the Forbidden Forest? This place can't have belonged to only Isadora. Perhaps I'll have to purchase a broom then. Why are the premises in such disarray? Your mother sent us to find you. Nice to see you again. Why can't you get the Demiguise moons yourself? Hello, Cressida. I collected your books, including your diary. Cassandra Mason! Was she behind all of this? I finished the activities you assigned me, Professor Garlick.
Do most students know how to cast non-verbally?
The Inferi. They're everywhere. It was brave, Sebastian. You clearly care more about Anne than your uncle ever did. If that's what you want to do, Penny, then nothing would make me happier. I'm genuinely glad you'll be staying on. Well, we're here. We might as well have a look. Perhaps I should use Levioso to lift the box and then climb on top of it. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic. It was certainly good practice. You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment. That statue. It looks like the symbol I've been seeing. More spiders. These can't be what beheaded Richard Jackdaw. But I don't understand why she seems to have gone to such great lengths to tell her story without their knowledge.
Did you say tickle the pear?
How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist?
Why didn't you tell us it was just his skull?
A niffler. It wasn't Catherine Haggerty after all. I do think we should talk to him. But I fear we won't stop him from taking the relic. Still in the market for an invisibility potion? I need your help, friend.
Hello, Grace. I followed your bearings on a dive in the Black Lake.
You're back. What can you tell me about your shop?
Well, I don't know about meticulous, but I did as I was asked.
I see some sort of statue, but only as a reflection in the floor. Is that Inferius wearing a woolly jumper? That must be Bardolph. This may have been a bad idea. I shall look forward to it. All right. Yes, Professor? So do I. What do we do now? Ominous is not going to cast the Cruciatus Curse again. I'm not so sure about this. I don't need the headmaster upset with me. They're never ending. I need to get out of here.
Excuse me, sir. Are you all right?
Oh dear, that sounds awful. You're not Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best. They call themselves keepers because they're protecting some type of knowledge. It all has to do with the vault at Gringotts. But if she was using the Undercroft and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
I'd say that I agree with you.
Don't suppose you can recommend a tome on how to handle a poltergeist?
Only because of you.
How are you feeling?
It certainly takes a lot of courage to try. I'll give you that.
Have you heard rumours about dark witches or wizards lurking nearby? Yes, Professor. What's more, she said that she found a way to store the traces of magic she extracted. In goblin silver. Nothing. Madame Navarro, how are you? He won't listen to reason. I'm really not worried. I'm sure I'll be fine. You're good.
Whoa!
Sir, are you all right? You seem to be in some distress. That's one crate in hand. I only need one more. I think I see. I'll need to cast more quickly. Understood. But why does Ominous have no love lost for his family? Perhaps I could get that tree to move.
Yikes! Careful!
There must be a quicker way out of here than retracing our steps. Thank you, Madame Thistlewood. I shall do my best.
Stop, Sebastian! Hold on!
Perhaps the colours of those shielded orbs indicate which spells I should use to destroy them.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Hello, Sebastian. Where did you want me to go?
How about some sightseeing?
It was a book we were after. That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow? Mr. Oakes was lucky. Ranrock's lot would never have freed him. Have you made peace with the time you've lost?
Why do you keep ordering from him if you think the quality to be inferior?
You're making this sound simple, but this is a dragon after all.
I'd rather not go to Azkaban. Why, is there no other way to help?
Sir, the trolls were wearing armor. It had that dark glow, like the dragon collar.
You can't run forever, Ranrock.
Better show this to Lodgok. I did my best, but...
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yes, sir.
Of course. I look forward to playing against you. Didn't anyone ever teach you not to take things that don't belong to you?
Everything's all right now.
Do your parents know about the things you do now? Saving the dragon from the fighting ring, for instance. I'm willing to ignore what the journal says. We're taking the relic.
In that case, I'd like to talk with him. About Ranrock in particular. Where might I find him?
I'm only teasing. Of course you can have them.
Where is Clagmar Castle?
There we go.
You did what you had to do.
Can't say I recommend it, frankly. It's nice to meet you, Amit. I take it you like astronomy.
Of course.
Should be, Professor.
Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives. What do you have for sale? This looks like the right statue. Now, what was the password? I don't think I can tackle this just yet.
Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle? It sounds as if the Loyalists attacked Anne without cause. Disillusionment should get us through that door. I hear there's a goblin mine near here. Have you ever seen it?
I shall have to keep a lookout for more of these. I wonder how many there are. Hello, Deke. Can you remind me how to use the knapsack?
There wasn't much to it.
This must be the entrance to the hidden herbology corridor.
That sounds a bit mysterious.
The Troll Vanquisher. Suppose I did earn the title.
Yes, Natty.
Must you continue spinning things?
Your uncle sounds like a bit of a twit.
The keepers have shown me other memories as well. The girl became a Hogwarts professor. Her name was Isadora Morganach. She was one of the keepers.
I choose Cladwell and Brewster.
Hello, Professor. You wanted to speak with me? Saccharissa, what did you ask me to do again? Actually, that's all I wanted to know.
Really?
I can end this right now. I have to destroy the drill and stop Ranrock's loyalists.
I should think you'd be a bit weaker by now. I think I can guess how you died, but who did it to you?
Flipendo, your poor sister. What an unfortunate situation for your family. Where on earth is this leading me?
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more. Time for a jaunt, I'd say.
I need to fix the lift before I can use it. They seem to be going deeper into the forest.
Fun is a relative term.
What did you hope would happen?
I don't think he likes being called that. Imelda Reyes? Albie Week sent me.
The room changes when I move in and out of the archway. That's odd. The markings are different on the map.
That hideaway does sound intriguing.
Perhaps I should investigate, for Rococo's sake.
Happy to help. Here you go. Hello, Gareth. What exactly did you want me to do again? I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
Hairy ears. One more page for my field guide. Very good. And what do you have for sale? Why did our meet tell Madame Scribner that they were your books?
Challenge accepted, then.
Who are you? Why are we here? There's Jackdaw, looking dead as ever. What happened here? Might it happen again?
Not yet, I'm afraid. Simply marvellous.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets. He would have killed me once he found the repository, if not before. I had no choice. Too late for you to learn the error of your ways. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock. How has wizardkind fallen short in its treatment of merpeople? Well, that wasn't ideal.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Yes, I'm ready to play.
Hello. You wanted to speak to me.
I gave it my all. I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you.
Can I use this type of transfiguration magic outside of the room? Pardon me, Professor. What am I supposed to do with the dittany seeds? What do you sell?
Should we expect trouble from the poachers, given the trouble we just caused?
A lift? Must be how I get down.
Looks broken, though.
The Grey Lady. I'd say hello, but she doesn't seem particularly social.
How are you so good at selling? Seems unusual for a house elf. Hello, Lucan. Is the final round of crossed wands ready?
I wonder how Mr. Haggerty will take this news. His sister wasn't the thief and his heirlooms coming home. Wonder who lives here. There's Selwyn. I wonder if I can pull his guards away.
Made it. Did anyone else see that? Sir, why do I need to complete these tasks again?
Oh, here's a pleasant surprise. What will we find in here? Sebastian! I've seen this before. The house, the well, the view.
I'm going to have to get past this. I'm ready. Whisperer?
Thank you, Ominous. You're a good friend. I need to retrieve that note. I know that feeling. Some things are simply out of our control. This Niffler is a tricky one. I myself feel studying is worthy of a more serious approach. Your husband's friends may be in danger. Fair enough. In fact, the book was below the restricted section, as it appeared on the map. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. It sounds as if your experience as a student was less than ideal.
I'd like to have those pages if you don't mind.
Of course. Behold, perhaps some light will lead these moths to the door.
I suppose I can do that. But why me?
What's so dangerous about the Ashwinders? I'm ready to finish Harlow once and for all. What is your plan?
I found the book that you said would exonerate you.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death? Dreadful looking place, isn't it? Incendio will light this. Then I can move along from here once and for all. I wonder if all the elite wizarding families have a motto. Where is he? Just let me know when, and I'll meet you. Why would snidgets be valuable to poachers?
Yes.
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it? The floor looks a little weak here.
Well, that's everything. Better go and find Sebastian.
Grace, what is it you needed my help with? Someone piled this here for a reason. Is it blocking something?
I believe you.
Brilliant. What's this? Some sort of treasure map?
Wait, you've never been inside?
Gamp.
You'll never find what Ranrock wants. I can do better.
I can take Hazel back to a vivarium now. I should let Madame Bugbrook know she's safe. Perhaps I'll find more Hawklumps while I'm there. Richard Jackdaw. And if nothing will change his mind, I suppose I'll see you in class then. Well, Marmaduke certainly left behind more than plants. I shall look forward to speaking again. He is a bit much for a caretaker, but he means well. And he's terrified of those statues.
Glad I could be of service.
Now that you say it out loud, it sounds absurd. But I have another idea. Defindo, both Anne and your uncle seem genuinely convinced that nothing more can be done for her. Professor, one more to go and I'll make it across. The most magical place in all of Hogwarts.
I know. I was only joking. It's all yours.
I'll go and experiment with the loom now. Well, that's the end of that. This castle will never cease to surprise me. Merlin, I don't know what to say, Poppy. I can't imagine what that must have been like for you.
You were a Gryffindor.
During class, you mentioned the Toyohashi Quidditch team. I should be going now. Thank you. I don't think Doran would knowingly send us into danger. I had no idea. How awful. It's sealed. I hope they can tell we're sincere, but... Poppy, centaurs are just... centaurs. They can't read your mind any better than I could. That should be the last of them I'll meet. These spiders are determined to make a meal of us. What do you have for sale?
Goblins and wizard kind will never trust each other.
A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about. Could the phoenix be in there? I didn't keep you waiting, did I? This will be more useful when I have something to identify.
Crucio!
I brewed an Edorus potion as you asked, Professor.
Yes, I thought it was odd too. He asked me to meet him and then told me to take the toast.
I've decided I'd like to go ahead and purchase the shop. Sir Luckless. I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon. The faculty tower. I'm not sure I should be going in there. You said you know what to do. I should try casting Depulso to move those blocks.
I brewed an Edurus potion, as you asked, Professor.
A single slipper. Destroying the pillars will bring the ceiling down on the drill. Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. The moth stopped. Perhaps I need to keep casting Lumos on it. I see something up ahead. I suppose I'm on my own this time.
Well, yes, she said she did, but I think you missed the bit about the dungeon.
What sort of products do you sell? The snitch. Both camps cleared. Madame Beaumont will be glad to hear that.
Excuse me, Professor. Could you remind me what my assignments were about?
What did you need help with again?
That's... actually, thank you?
No sign of Lodgok out here. He must be inside already. She's all right. She said she was going to rest. Was it Serona Ryan? Thank you, Professor. For everything. Why not, I say? What sort of change? You mentioned that your paintings were taken. Are you a painter? The same words Anne heard before she was cursed. Children should be seen and not heard. Arn, I have good news. Your carts are on their way back. Hello. Do you have anything for sale? Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now, where to find Mrs. Sprottle? It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
What was the purpose of these assignments again, Professor?
Past the river, near the forest. I must be on the right track. What do you think, Professor? I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it. And I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain.
Let's see how you like it.
The carvings on the relic were in theory, and Sebastian somehow created them. I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Are there any restrictions as to what you can make here?
Is this where we're meeting the centaurs? It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperious Curse.
Sounds like stocking your shelves comes with some hazards.
I received your owl. Where's Sebastian? Hello, Professor. Did you say Sandbakar's Tower? Something oddly solemn about this place. Such regal creatures, stags. If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to. Hello, Deke. What's that hanging there? Looks precarious. We're both fine, and I have a safe place for her at Hogwarts. You did what came naturally.
Deke?
Victor Rookwood is dead. He confronted me as I left Ollivander's with the Keeper's wand. I had to defend myself. You were right. I do regret casting Imperio. I hope you can forgive me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I should see this through and find the Hufflepuff house chest. Crucio.
Imelda Reyes. Are you giving the competition advice?
I'm listening. I have the moonstone you requested, Professor. I was sure I had some, but it seems not. Afraid I'm not able to help. Good luck with the, spiders. That's what we're trying to find out. What have the Keepers planned for me?
I met the ghost of Richard Jackdaw himself. He pointed me to the cave where he died, wand in hand.
I see a platform below. I wonder if I could use it.
Just a measly old troll, nothing significant.
You do seem to have come to terms with things rather well. Another memory. Now to find a way out of here. The curse is lifted already. He'll easily find his way out of the catacomb, just as we did. Professor, what did you mean when you said your education wasn't traditional?
I'll get the venomous tentacular for you. Leander, there's no easy way to say this. Well, actually, there is. You're not cut out for it.
Here are the potions you requested. Excellent. Shan't mention this to the prefects. Where are we? How did you...
Success! I found a rather interesting costume.
The knockback jinx. A note. Let's have a look. Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box? Perhaps I should use Protego.
If you tell me where to go, I'll see what I can do about it.
Where should I look for more demiguise statues and moons?
Brilliant!
We're making progress.
It wasn't easy battling Ashwinders and finding a Niffler in that house. I've earned a reward.
Why is this door locked?
Something isn't right, Sebastian.
They attacked you. This one appears to be broken. Whoever built this place certainly liked to read.
Where can I find that friendly knight you mentioned earlier? Expelliarmus! Good girl, Highwing!
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends. Ranrock is working with Rookwood.
I think I've got it.
Oh! If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
I suppose not.
That's no ordinary sheet of paper. If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganach was here. I'm afraid he's joined the Ashwinders and has no interest in returning.
I shall go and see her right away.
Professor, could you remind me what I'm to do before I can learn Incendio? I actually met her, and she introduced me to her work. I'm involved in it now as well. You for answers about what happened to Anne, and me for answers about the Keepers. Sounds as if you caused a smelly situation and they responded accordingly.
I did. I hope it makes your father happy.
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium? I'm a bit confused, sir. Why is this room called the map chamber? A sarcophagus. This must be Marmaduke. How long have you had a passion for brooms? Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
It's all right, Mr. Oakes. I've dealt with these goblins before.
Whatever this is, it may prove useful. I was wondering how you decided to teach divination.
Descendium.
Archie's satchel! Why would he leave it behind? I received your owl. Thank you. I need to move the bones and make a bridge. This is definitely going to anger your parents. Professor Fig and I wound up there after the dragon attack. There was this port key. Can I use the loom to enhance any item of clothing? The rumors are true, and I did. But it's not that. Just before Rookwood attacked, he uttered something familiar. What did he ask you to do?
What was it you needed, Mr. Pratt?
Where is that venomous tentacular?
I'm happy to tell you that I returned the crest to Marmaduke's sarcophagus, just as you asked. You'd like me to report back with even more flight details? We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us. Who value creatures as much as—
Hello, Natty. How are you?
I'm flattered, but I don't deserve such an honor.
Enchanted candles. Wonder where they're heading.
Those references in the book seem promising.
I should be going now. Thank you.
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
What do you have for sale? Now, to Freon's carts. Oh yes, Professor. Please, continue.
What did you ask me to do with my magical materials?
You quickly made the choice to protect me.
Professor, I wondered, did you attend Hogwarts? Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
I wonder why.
Did you say Bragbor?
I know that name. Lodgok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock.
I did. I found something that I can't identify floating above the last pensive.
One less poacher in the wizarding world.
I'm right behind you, Professor. We need help. The sooner the better. That's it. Hello, Mr. Dibble. I had a few more questions if you don't mind.
What do you mean, earn our way out? Do you think this is some sort of test?
I'd much rather have arrived on time and without a dragon attack en route.
Faster, Highwing!
How magnanimous. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Well, surrounding the Moonstone with birds that can drive people mad would certainly be one way to keep it safe.
Professor, it's a little too warm if you ask me.
Professor, could you tell me how you and Natty ended up at Hogwarts? And to think Muggles only use these for sweeping. As am I. Thank you, by the way.
I believe I am.
We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Professor.
A mooncalf is an unusual pet. Why did you choose Biscuit? Deke, could you remind me where I need to go to find the phoenix?
What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking?
Of course. Glad to hand it over, frankly. Pumpkins. Oh, I think I know just the place. Fortunately, I've already found your wand, Mr. Oakes.
There it is again.
Should have known a herbologist would use devil's snare. What precisely is the relic I'm to retrieve?
What is it?
Well, you took the fall for me, and that counts for something. Sir, do you think the culprit who stole your family wand may have taken it to the owlery?
One of Ranrock's camps. Exactly as Madame Beaumont described.
I did it! And an ashwinder, no less. That sounds like trouble.
An enchanted loom.
Whatever gave her that idea? It was a classmate of yours that you bullied. Piers Pemberton.
Mr. Rabe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back.
Hello, Nellie. I managed to get a Daedalian key into its lock.
It could be that you've not yet discovered the cure. Now's my chance.
I can take the crest to Marmaduke's sarcophagus for you.
It's a wonder the Ministry isn't doing more.
Wait. How do you know about the book? And that it's missing pages? Do you have a lot of time to fly during school? Hello, Adelaide. How are you and your uncle doing?
Yes, sir.
I can certainly try and find some for you.
Thank you.
That sounds lovely. All the sights and bustle of a city. Cursed fiends. I'll not let fear dictate my future either.
Is that right? How long have you been in business?
All right. Ranrock's loyalists never knew to look for it. Thank you.
Aha. There's bound to be something up there.
Stupefy. That's at least one Horklump. The mallow sweet is meant to be placed at the center of the symbols. I wonder how everyone knows about it. I'm afraid I've decided to keep them. That'll teach you to stink up your classmates.
Whose home was this?
Perhaps the lanterns are meant to be hung on the hands. You seem to be very determined in stopping Rookwood and Harlow. Why? What a horrible story. Well, if you think I can help, I'll come with you.
Can't we apparate past them into the tower?
I hope that's the last, Spider. Sir Lancelot.
Tobbs' master is awful.
I'll try to go and see her when I can. Sebastian, ominous! There's a book just here. There we go. I confess I was surprised when Professor Weasley mentioned that you knew the area, since you're relatively new here. In theory? What are you talking about? Not at all. I was, intrigued by stories of a giant squid and wanted to learn more. I encountered Scrope, who seemed delighted to share what he knew. You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me. Pleased to meet you. The pensive memory I just witnessed. Was Isadora inhaling painful emotions? What were the horrible stories you were told about the Forbidden Forest? I'm not sure that they would.
Stupefy.
Seems I can't fly here. Wonder whose decision that was. These Inferi seem far from controlled. Yes, sir. I'm starting school as a 5th year. Sebastian, wait! Hello, Deke. You wanted to talk to me? Apologies, Professor. Perhaps later. And you need someone to help you find it. You see, since Feldcroft was of interest to Ranrock, it became of interest to Rookwood as well. Now that I think about it, Puffskeen Dunkeen, I think I shall keep this. You need to overcome your cowardice.
Now I can conjure a breeding pen in the room. Best get back to Deke with the Thestrals. Mr. Filbert, I have your book. I think I should turn around. This looks like the portrait from the map. Now, where's the treasure? Revelio will show me where she was taken. He and Ranrock were close once, but they had a falling out. I met a ghost there, Richard Jackdaw, who's agreed to lead me to the pages I've been looking for. I did. Sebastian mentioned something about your uncle being an ex-Aura, but refusing to go after Ranrock's loyalists. I do recall seeing the memory, but I don't remember all of the details. Protego. Hello, Natty. How are you? I hope you've recovered from our rather eventful trip to Hogsmeade. This is it.
I'm here about the new spell you wanted to teach me, Professor.
Harrowing indeed. I'm still a bit on edge myself, and a little nervous for classes to start. That sounds incredible.
Why would the thief have taken the wand?
I ought to stand on the pillar as it ascends. Actually, I might know of someone. I saw Sirona at the Three Broomsticks speaking to a goblin once. They seemed friendly. Hello, Zenobia. I've found all of your gobstones. Not quite yet. Just a few more minutes.
That's certainly something to aspire to, Mr. Brown. I look forward to that day. Astoria cricket?
Out of Wiggenweld potions. Well, as it happens, I have what you need. Here. Not sure it'll help you, though. Be careful, won't you? That's right. Perhaps the next symbol is hidden somewhere. Hello again, Agnes. I can't believe it. Rookwood's reign is finally over. I'll need to send an owl to Natty right away. Glad to have got something after defeating those in theory. Professor, what should I be doing again? Mysterious and a bit unsettling. What to do?
I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you.
It's not that I'm not interested, and you can certainly trust me if you want to tell me anything. The Scottish Highlands. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, they've also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble. I choose Vestas and Venom. I'm trapped. How am I supposed to get out of here? I'm not sure about this. I can't imagine they're fond of being surprised. Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
The hidden herbology corridor?
Yes. Hello, Mrs. Bugbrook. What was it you needed help with? Hello, Deke. Is this the clearing you mentioned? Is the pattern they left behind on the ground normal? Give me a moment. I'll explain in a second.
Not a headless skeleton in sight, but I may as well help myself to this.
This must be the prefect's bathroom.
Imperio!
I wonder if I can move that platform somehow. I wonder if Ranrock is here.
Hello, Lucan. I'm ready for practice.
The first memory showed him and 3 other professors using ancient magic to restore a hamlet from a drought. Sirona trusts me, and she said she thought our interests may be aligned.
Spiders aren't insects. Petrificus totalis! Hello.
Are you certain you can't make do with one frame? All right, Biscuit. Let's get you back to Garnoff, shall we? Have you ever subdued a Graphorn professor? What precisely do you mean, should my efforts fail? Lodgok is waiting. Shall we go? Just saying hello. It was nice to meet you. I know. What do you have for sale? Grata Domum. I wonder what that does. Well, this isn't a good sign. These spiders have gone somewhere. Professor, what made you want to teach herbology?
Sebastian! We're ready.
Better turn around.
I'd like to go with Natty.
That didn't stay glowing for long, and the door didn't open. I'm sorry to hear that your pet is missing. Hello, sir. I'm looking for just who is Astoria Cricket, and what would she want with your frame?
A little more practice ought to do it.
A simple stone. This must be for me. Yes, Professor. I'm not sure that's worthy of a painting. Miss Willardsey will never believe where the butterflies led me. There could be goblin loyalists in here. It is all a bit much, isn't it, when you put it like that? The point is, we both have good reason to search this house.
I'm doing my best!
I should use disillusionment. That eye won't see a thing. All thanks to Professor Fig's quick thinking. Now what? I'm glad you came with me, Amit. Now that we know what they're up to, we can get out of here. Getting there. Just a few more Horklumps to harvest. Now, shall we see why the triptych led us here? No, I think I'm ready to leave if you are. Are you in some sort of trouble? I have to believe that only a Gryffindor would have had the courage to get this far. You said your reputation for talent put some people out. Like whom? Brilliant! A boiler door. How to open it? I'll look after you. Not quite ready yet. Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
You're no match for us!
The 9 rocks on the map. Thank you, but it really wasn't all that challenging. Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails? Hello? If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing. Do you have any advice on how I can rescue more elusive beasts? It does take a while to adjust to being here. Enchanted mannequins? What type of shop was this before I bought it?
Does this mean you've changed your mind about me?
Sorry, never mind. If only I could pull it to within reach. Strange to think one could be led by butterflies.
Of course. Shall we leave now? Finite.
Perhaps we ought to inform Officer Singer of our plans. What do you have for sale? Too many. I must cross this road as fast as I can. Ashwinders.
Sounds as if we need to go and talk to the centaurs.
Thank you for this.
Never tickle a sleeping dragon.
He was called away by Black at the last moment. I suppose I could wait to get a note from him, but this is rather fun.
This must be the cellar. Now, to find that venomous tentacula. I'd be happy to help with the delivery. He clearly regrets everything. He's not going to do anything like this again. Where can I find Jackdaw's head?
If your grand's all right, and they didn't get the egg, then perhaps we're fine.
Sounds lovely. But what I really need is this rotten roast beef. Sebastian, there you are.
I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible. Hello, Arthur. What was it we were going to do?
So, about that contract. I'm glad I avoided trouble. Sharp certainly seemed upset with you.
The Wizards' Council.
Don't really have time for tea. I'm ready.
That's correct, Professor.
What in the... Who's there?
Can you tell me what the Diracall Den looks like? Seems I need to find Mr. Lawley's cellar. Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
I'll try my very best, Mr. Dunn. I have you on the run, but you can't escape. You wouldn't know it by how many I've killed lately, but honestly, I'm terrified of spiders.
Young? I know. You must be Professor Bakar.
You won't get away from me that easily!
These pots and cauldrons haven't moved in ages.
Of course, but not for free. That wasn't easy.
And yes, it is. As I'm sure you suspect, there is a bit more to all of this. This mine could be hiding a secret. Ranrock and his loyalists. Appears there's a bit more to do before I can get through that door. Professor, it's a mural of some kind. Levioso. I have, Professor. Rookwood. Glacius. It seems Arn's whole life is in those cards. I hope I can find them.
If that's what I need to do to speak to Jackdaw, I'll do it. Assignment's all finished.
You'll be back in my field guide in no time.
A one-eyed witch statue shouldn't be too hard to find.
I don't know what people have said, but I certainly wasn't showing off.
I'm so sorry. But I'm glad to know that you can at least try to move on now.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Oh, and we'll need to bring the book. It's like a place right out of a storybook. I need to avoid those.
I had a good teacher.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm not certain I needed all the extra assignments. How exactly did you and Highwing cross paths? It is. The reflection's still there, but the statue's positions don't match.
Someone didn't want casual visitors down here.
Trust me, Ominous. I won't say a word.
The runes go dark if I wait too long.
I found a rather interesting costume. It worked. Seems I'll need to find more house tokens if I'm to open this. Quite a few by the look of it.
This is brilliant!
Surely the safety of Cragcroft is worth more. I'd hate for the Ashwinders to know who offered a bounty on Selwyn. It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest. Accio should bring that platform right to me. Were you able to reach Professor Weasley?
No! I'm impressed. I think reaching out to the merpeople is a grand idea.
We do have a choice. What good will it do to turn him in now? Pantagruel. I can be quite resourceful. Goodness. Who knew this was all down here? Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts? In class, I heard you mention the Toyohashi Quidditch team.
Two can play at this game.
Ominous, I hadn't imagined we'd end up trapped like this. Yes, About time. I'll start on the task right away, Professor.
I'll meet. Where did you say that telescope was?
Yes, sir. I have them here. Always armed and ready for a fight, Ranrock's loyalists. You never wanted to get out and explore the world around you? Honestly, I'm not entirely certain. All I know is that I can see whispers of an old magic that hardly anyone else can.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
I hate to think that they see me, but I don't see them. Poppy, something's going on behind you.
Honeydukes.
I can smell the chocolate. Oh no. I have a feeling that house elf is Tobbs.
I finished the tasks, Professor.
They're after the locket. You said you discovered something in it. Will I be able to weave even more powerful magic into my clothing with the loom? This must be the entrance to the Hall of Herodiana.
Sebastian, come on!
This isn't good.
If you were that good, I can't believe a bit of bad luck could end your entire Quidditch career.
I don't know, Gareth. Secret passage to a cellar? Sounds like it's off limits. Could you remind me about the reason for the assignments you gave me, Professor? Not surprising. Guards at the ready.
Yes, Professor, of course. Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
Merlin. Of the legend of King Arthur.
Unless you want your classmates to know how you really feel about them, you might reward me for my time. I can see why he said that. You do seem angry.
If you're sure.
I don't know what to do, Sebastian.
You're not going to believe this. I can see the Undercroft.
Expelliarmus. Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. Thank you, Sebastian. You mentioned being clever enough not to get caught in the restricted section. Is everything all right? Of course. I certainly would be.
I suppose I should watch for Gwynaira. At night, apparently.
Who's Barnabas the Barmy?
The Phoenix!
One less foul hulking brute.
I should check the map again for clues.
I've taken full responsibility. You have my word. You should be able to take care of yourself. I'm not giving you anything.
Glacius. More statues. The location marked on the map isn't far from here.
I take it we can call that a success.
No, that's not it. It's all right. There we go.
No, you're right. I haven't forgotten. The cost is too high. Perhaps this magic is best kept contained.
Ah! Stop that!
That was an interesting class. One of the letters mentioned Quidditch practice. Did you play? Sophronia, I solved all the puzzles in the Hall of Herodiana. Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere. Leave no stone unturned. Or, in this case, no bone. Seems you're more concerned with the feathers than the bird. But she'd be safer with you than with poachers.
I don't see any way to get across.
My collection of field guide pages is coming along. Hello, Scrope. Thanks to you, I was able to enter Apollina's grotto. The toast was the key. Professor, may I ask what interested you about astronomy?
Oh, hello, Emmett. Nice to see you again.
Linfrid of Stinchcombe. Where do you find the time for this, and your homework?
I'll take that. Thank you.
Surely you could continue searching the owlery.
Of course. What did the letter say? Professor, I'm glad to see you.
I've already caught at least one of them. I wasn't sure what they were for.
Isadora wasted her ability trying to save people from themselves.
I will not let others dictate what I do with this.
My power.
I wonder if I need to place lanterns to open these doors.
A troll? You can't be serious.
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid? If it's all right with you, I'd rather not say. At least not at the moment. An exceedingly fair price for a shop and an elf. What's the catch? What did Officer Singer say about the letter you brought her?